All right, boys, we did it. We did it. We got through another Oscar season. We got through another Oscar season. We finally we saw the GOAT, Paul Thomas Anderson, finally get his Academy Award. And now we can
Wait,
move on
George,
to other films that we
you forgot the
will
most pressing news. We
shortly
now
have
know
this.
which Oscar Sean Penn gave to the GOAT, Vladimir Zelensky.
I'm waiting for the Oscar he's going to give to Yaga Sinwar. um, uh, no, but yeah, we're here. Of course, you have Tristan as usual, but this time we have a new guest on here on the Oscars Mafia. First timer on the Oscars Mafia, Kyle of the Awards
Oh,
Addicts.
thank you for having me, George. This is such an honor. I've watched the channel for a while, so it's really exciting for
And
me to come on.
and we will be getting a unique perspective as Kyle is a compulsive gambler. So,
Yeah. Yes,
uh,
That's a
sir. I
that
love
is
it.
a crazy way to introduce a guest.
I mean,
Oh my
look, man, it's the
god.
truth. Fucking betting $6,000 on Wumi Musaku winning the Oscar.
Hey,
Like,
I mean, you ended up doing well, Kyle.
I made $73 overall that night. It was awesome.
$73. Yeah,
It was a banger. What can I say?
lucky.
I
All
came
right,
out on
well,
top.
we have new films to talk about. We have a whole slate of films to talk about. So, I've prepared a list. Um, uh, once again. So I will direct you to this presentation I made on Canva of the early 2026 predictions for Best Picture. This graphic will also be used as the thumbnail. And I think before we get started, probably a good idea to, throw out some films that I did not include on the list because either they're not coming out or because like there's just like why would you predict them? Number one, I did not include, contrary to what a lot of people think, the Ruben Östlund film, The Entertainment System is Down, because that is looking likely to not come out this year. Probably would have been on the list otherwise.
Hmm.
Um, what else have I not
Based.
included? There's a couple big ones that I missed. Parallel Tales by Farhadi, which I probably should have, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it. The Drama, the Christopher Borgli film. I mean,
Oh, really? I feel like that could be like a Golden Globes thing.
yeah, maybe a Golden Globe thing, but not like an Oscars thing, you know. Uh, Way of the Wind, because there's not Malik is just not, no way.
It's never
Um,
happening. It's never coming out.
Rivals of Mziah King, no. I'm not falling for that again.
Is that coming
Uh,
out?
Yeah, Black Bear's
Apparently in
releasing it
August.
in
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm excited
Yeah.
to finally see it.
The Dog Stars, I mean, it's fucking Ridley
Oh,
Scott,
that should have been included. It's Ridley Scott. That could
But yeah, but
happen.
like
That's
this is
that's
like not
possible.
Ridley Scott in fucking like Gladiator mode. Uh, Memory Police, that might not come out.
That's not coming out. I don't even think it started filming yet.
I,
Yeah.
yeah, dude. Uh, Untitled Damien Chazelle prison movie, that's not fucking coming out. I don't know why some people try to predict that. Um, What Happens at Night, again, not coming out.
I,
Wait, did George disappear?
Just trying to see what else is.
I don't know.
Look Back, the Hirokazu Koreeda like adaptation of the manga. Um, I mean it's
That would be
Koreeda, I
worth
guess, but
including.
Yeah.
there's
He
another
has two movies
Koreeda
this
film that I
year.
think
Yeah.
makes more sense probably. There's I Swear, but uh, I guess I didn't think to put that there. I'm just looking at like award expert, trying to be like, oh, what does the community have like relatively high that I didn't include on here? I think I got mostly everything that's important though. Well, without further ado, I think we can just get onto the actual list itself, which I did I did rank based on my own ranking of Best Picture this year, and I am of course going to be starting. Uh, I am starting this year with a neon film that is about to be playing at Cannes. Fjord, directed by Christian Mungiu, starring Renata Reinsve, Sebastian Stan. Now, why is this movie number one, right? And not something like The Odyssey or Digger, right? Well, I mean, here's the thing. I think there's a couple those two films they share a similar issue in that their films have their directors have won Best Picture before. It's kind of difficult to win Best Picture twice as a director. Last person to do it was Clint Eastwood. Now, of course, it's probably going to happen again, but it's a pretty long gap. And the Academy they kind of like filmmaker narratives now, in a sense that like they like awarding filmmakers who haven't necessarily gotten their awards due, right? So we saw them do this with PTA, we saw them do this with Sean Baker, we saw them do this with Nolan a few years ago. Or they like awarding directors who are like kind of new to the award season, or like they're just now getting like kind of mainstream, and then this is their, you know, this is kind of like Christian Mungiu. He's never had a film nominated for any Oscars at all, but he's been a very big player in the international scene. He's won the Palme d'Or for his film 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 days. Uh, his films are always very acclaimed, very, very dramatic, and very very lauded for their acting and their writing and their directing. And this one is like his most like Oscar aligned like film here because look, you got Sebastian Stan, you got Renata Reinsve, now two Oscar nominated actors who could win for this for the film, which as I understand, I think is going to be largely in English. Um, so it might not even be eligible for international feature. You never know. Who knows? Um, but it has a very relevant subject matter of an immigrant family, Romanian family living in Norway. They're accused of harming their own children. They're facing the judicial system. This is what's on IMDb. I shortened it for the sake of being concise. But more or less, I mean, this is a really like compelling story that I think is going to make a lot of people very interested in the film, and I think it's going to make a lot of people talk about the film. And um, I see like an acting what I see acting nominations for Stan and Reinsve. I see a casting nomination. I see like Reinsve winning Best Actress. I mean, she's number one on Award Expert, but like I don't know. It feels like this could be like her win. If it's
uh,
a big contender, and I think it could win screenplay, and then if it's eligible for international and it's submitted, uh, could win there, and then uh, you know, who knows, maybe even they pair a director with that, and then boom, picture. And we're kind of overdue for an international film winning picture, I think. So I think this is a this to me seems like a good bet.
yeah, I have to be honest, I have it quite a bit lower. Not like out of top 10, but I don't know if I have the confidence that this is Neon's can play this year. I know I was wrong last year. I was telling Tristan I was believing in Alpha, but I think this year is probably gonna be Ryusuke Hamaguchi's movie all of a sudden. So I think that one is right now the one I'm cementing as the top Neon contender for next year. But I definitely see the pathway for Fjord. I think I would be very ecstatic to see a win for Sebastian Stan or Renata. So, uh, yeah, that's where my head's at right now.
Yeah, I think just looking at Neon Slate right now, this is definitely the one that stands out to me. Christian Mungiu, isn't necessarily a filmmaker that in recent years I've been keeping an eye on. And I haven't really had an inkling that he was going to one day get embraced by the Academy. I think his best shot out of all of his films thus far was, um, is it 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 days? Is that how you?
Yeah.
Okay. That film actually, I think, had a lot of awards buzz, but it was squashed because it was very controversial, and there were a lot of pro-lifers who really did not want that film anywhere near award season, and it was a very controversial thing. But it did make a splash in North America. So I don't see any reason as to why he one of his films couldn't be a crossover hit again, especially when we just had someone like Oliver Lachey and Kleber Mendoza Filho, who I don't think anyone ever expected to come anywhere near the Oscars. So this is a story that seems like it's going to be about immigration and how people treat immigrants, and I think that's a big topic of conversation right now. And Sebastian Stan doing his first ever film in the language that he spoke growing up, Romanian, I think is a going to be a big deal for a lot of Sebastian Stan fans.
He's bald.
Um, and
The
he's
real
oh,
Sebastian Stan heads are waiting because his next movie after this is Radu Jude's movie, which he's also going to be doing in Romanian. So the real,
Yeah.
so
wait,
But
that's
it
the
is
Romanian film
apparently
I want to
largely in
wait
English
for.
because it is taking place in Norway. And so like um
Oh,
uh,
really?
yeah. Yeah, I understand it's a Norwegian Romanian co-production. Well, I think one of the producers on it is one of the Oscar nominated producers of Sentimental Value. So
oh wow,
um yeah. There's a chance Norway, if it is eligible for international feature, Norway could submit it because Romania does not have a good relationship with Christian Mungiu, and they have not submitted his film since 2012.
he was like their biggest filmmaker until, I mean, I guess he still is. Radu Jude, maybe
Yeah,
second,
yeah,
but
yeah. I mean, a Palme d'Or is bigger than a Golden Bear, so
yeah, but Norway is really killing it right now between everything going on with film as well as them like sweeping the Olympics this year. So
yeah,
heck yeah for Norway. But yeah, I think it's really cool that Sebastian Stan and Renata Reinsva are reteaming. They seem to have a great working relationship in A Different Man, and I'm excited to see them and what they can do in with this material working with Christian Mungiu. And I think it's going to be very dramatic, and that I could see this being a huge contender in Best Actor, Best Actress, and Screenplay.
yeah.
I don't.
And as I said, I think this is gonna be Renata's win, and I
Yeah,
would think it could be Sebastian Stan's win if not for the next film on this list, which is Digger,
and
starring Tom Cruise. Uh,
what I'll say quickly about Fjord George is I don't think it's a bad choice to predict this early on for a picture because um, they've also recently been going with a lot of films that are tackling subject matter that's very relevant right now. And
yes,
this,
I was talking about this with the my reasoning.
yeah, okay, yeah, we can go on to the next one
Yeah,
then.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, yeah, Digger. Uh, I mean, this is in Yuritu. I mean, Bardo. Yeah, that movie did not do very well. But this is much more like in line with I mean, it seems very different than anything he's ever actually done. But like tonally, it seems much closer to something like Birdman. My understanding is it's about a powerful oil tycoon who basically sets off an event that's about to destroy the world. He has to convince everyone that he's going to save it. Um, and that's who Tom Cruise is playing. And then you've got Sandra Hüller, you've got John Goodman, Riz Ahmed, and all these other guys. I mean, you could read on screen. Um, it um it's also my understanding that Tom Cruise is under heavy makeup done by Kazuhiro. So I mean, that's there's a nomination right there. Kazuhiro is basically the Diane Warren of the makeup category at this point. Um, but I mean, obviously, like the win narrative for Tom Cruise is baked in the cake. Um, there's a there's a very easy like way to see how how this could just like be Warner Brothers' biggest movie, right? And Warner, I mean Warner just had like probably the best year they're ever gonna have at the Oscars, right? Getting 11 wins between One Battle for Another, Sinners, and Weapons. Uh, and uh, Digger, it will have a it's going to be released in October. Probably will go to Venice. I would imagine. Inarritu always premieres his films at Venice. Um, Tom Cruise has a very good chance at winning the Volpe Cup. Uh, sight unseen.
Mm, I don't know about that. I think it depends. I don't know if you can make that declaration unless we know who the jury president is.
Sight
Um,
unseen, right? But like, but they can also just like say, okay, you know what? We're gonna give you the Golden Lion, and then we're gonna give someone else the fucking Volpe. You
What
never
if
know.
what if John Chu is the Golden Lion Venice head? Do you think
the jury president?
yeah.
John
Do you,
I
Chu, Jesus.
mean, they would never choose him. They're going to choose someone serious. I feel like after Alexander Payne, they want to choose probably a foreign filmmaker, I would imagine.
yeah.
Probably a previous winner. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like someone like Yorgos, maybe. But
Yeah,
I
it
don't
probably
know.
will
They
be.
could just pick Emma Stone. She doesn't have anything going on.
That'd be so cool. I think Emma Stone would give Tom Cruise the movie.
Yeah. Emma Stone would do it. Emma Stone would definitely do it. But yeah. But like it has a kind of a kooky sort of plot. Um, and the thing is, like, the other narrative is like this is Tom Cruise doing serious acting. Like, yeah, it's a genre film, and it's a very kind of like kooky sci-fi movie. But like, if you know what like if you know Inarritu, you know that it's not a Mission Impossible movie, right? Like it's not Top Gun. It's a fucking like there's gonna be like serious like it's gonna be like I guess you could say it's somewhere in between something like that and I guess like Magnolia if you really want to put it that like those eras of Tom Cruise, but like um it's gonna be something a lot more like serious and there's gonna be a lot like themes to actually dig into. And for that reason, that's kind of where the narrative about Tom Cruise doing serious movies again, that helps the film and it helps Tom Cruise. It drives interest, and then bada boom, bada bang, like 12 nominations, and this is what gets Tom Cruise that that best actor trophy, right? And also you got John Goodman who's never been nominated before, and uh you know, this might be his time to finally happen. Um, Sandra Hüller, this is one of three films for her this year. She could, who knows? Maybe she even gets double nominated. You never
Contender.
know. Uh, Lubezki's coming back. It's being shot in VistaVision. VistaVision, big comeback. Between Brutalist and One Battle After Another, Wuthering Heights. That's just another film in that canon now. Uh, so yeah, I mean, I see I understand that people want to try to predict a Bardo for this, be like, oh my God, it's gonna be so crazy, it's gonna flop, or like a Babylon sort of situation, but like I don't really see why you would, to be honest. It's just like I don't think the signs are there for this one.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be a huge hit. With Warner Brothers releasing a teaser for this 10 months in advance, I think that's an indication that they're very confident about it. Plus, I don't like to trust test screenings, especially after last year with what
Yeah,
happened with,
for
him and Jake
real.
Kelly and stuff. But What I'll say is I've heard from quite a few sources that this was a very enthusiastic reaction to the film and that the room was pretty electric. So the fact that it feels like there's quite a few reactions that are coming out of that test screening, and I've heard it from multiple sources that this test screening went very well. That's making me feel pretty confident. I also just think that Inarritu and Tom Cruise, that's a great pairing because they're both a little crazy. They both like to push themselves to do like pretty crazy things for the art. And I think them working together, they're gonna put together something that's you know quite unique and different and sees Tom Cruise really stretching himself as an actor. And I think this is actually a pretty easy I don't want to call it a lock because we haven't seen the performance, but everything it seems like everything's going to align for Tom Cruise and he will win for this performance. We've
At
seen
the
in
very least, get nominated, right?
100%.
I did
And
see someone point out that like nobody has won the Golden Globe comedy musical and then gone on to win the Oscars since like Jamie Foxx for Ray, and that's presumably he would be in that category, but also like that's a stat. I don't know how much I care about that.
yeah, that's a ridiculous stat because in the actress category, I mean, Michelle Yeoh just won in musical comedy and then won Best Actress. So it's happening recently in the actress category. I think it can definitely win in the actor.
So true.
Yeah. Anyway, we can move on then. I guess to the one that I think most people probably have at number one, which is the Odyssey. Uh,
Mm.
Now, I mean, I don't think I need to justify like why I have this in. I mean, Nolan, uh, big budget movie coming off of Oppenheimer. Uh, I feel like I shouldn't have to justify why I don't have a winning picture, but like, you know, I mean, I did say a moment ago, like, you typically like it is difficult to win a second Best Picture Oscar, and Nolan, Oppenheimer was like was like almost unanimously treated as his best film or one of his best films, right? It was almost like this is like his crowning achievement. This is his magnum opus. This is like the one we gotta do it for. Uh, and with the Odyssey, if it's gonna win, he kind of has to do it. Again, Brett says he can hop on. I'm gonna send him the link. Uh,
Yeah. Well, no, I actually do have the Odyssey number one. You called me out, but I do think the Odyssey is just the most primed for another circle back for Nolan. It feels
okay,
like
interesting.
something that they would want to reward. This idea of like Nolan making a period epic. Um, when he's at the top of his career, just winning for Oppenheimer, just becoming the president of the DGA, it feels like the industry might coalesce around the Odyssey, especially if it's as good as people will make it out to be. You already know like all the normie film bro guys will be glazing it. It's the first movie we
Yeah,
ever saw
I
fully
mean
in
that's
70
gonna
millimeter
happen.
IMAX. This is just going to be something that's going to coalesce in like the major circuit.
But
I do
like,
think it will also hit like over 800 worldwide, 800 million worldwide. So I think it's also going to be a big hit for the
of
industry.
course,
Um,
yeah, it's gonna be a massive hit. But like, my thing is like, he kind of has to like hit that fucking like, oh, this is magnum opus again, right? And like 3 years after just did it for Oppenheimer, I'm not confident that he's gonna pull it off two films in a row.
but just to be clear, like this is a Greek epic. Like what other
I
magnum
understand
opus
that it's a
could
Greek
this be?
epic, but at the same time, like like yeah, it's just like it's fucking like filmmaker stuff, right? And also like I think people get kind of like carried away with the fucking like movie, right? Like I see people being like, "Oh, well, Matt Damon's gonna get in, and Anne Hathaway's gonna win for this movie," and I'm like, I don't know, I don't know, guys. I don't have any of the actors getting in for the movie right now, but I don't know. I might have shat myself with that take, but it's just a hunch.
I have a question for you, George.
Okay,
Have you read The Odyssey?
I'm planning on it.
Okay. I haven't. I'm just wondering. Um, yeah, I have no opinion
You're not gonna
on.
ask me, Tristan, bitch ass.
Oh,
Fucking.
no, I was
This is why I
asking
hate you. This is why I hate you, man.
I was asking George because he was against it. So, okay, Kyle, have you watched The Odyssey?
I've read the Odyssey. I read it in high school though, but it's been a while. I'm gonna reread it.
Yeah, we were
I
not
don't know
meant
which
to read in high
translation
school.
is the best to reread. I don't know which one I should read.
And based on reading it, do you feel like, okay, yeah, that's going to be a Best Picture winner?
Yeah, it's the Odyssey. It's the
Yeah.
basis of like all art. Like after the Odyssey, like the Odyssey is that art. It's that piece of art that we all know. That references in everything. There's references to Odyssey in everything you watch.
Yeah, it feels like so many archetypes were created through the Odyssey and so many like any epics is can be directly traced back to the Odyssey. And for a while there, the Academy Awards were very much associated with epics. And recently, I mean, if you want to call One Battle After Another an epic, we've got that, and then Oppenheimer is definitely an epic. So those are coming back, and I feel like this is an original movie. Well, it's based on the Odyssey, but you know what I mean. It's an auteur project that's going to be a huge blockbuster, probably make $1 billion. And I think Christopher Nolan is on a plane right now that no other filmmaker is at the moment. Like
So true.
the fact that he was able to sell out like pretty much every single 70 millimeter opening night screening a year in advance, that's completely unheard of. No other filmmaker has been able to do that. And I really do think that if this movie is just an absolutely incredible adaptation of the Odyssey and it ends up really capturing the zeitgeist, I think this could easily win Best Picture.
Color me skeptical, but I guess I was skeptical of Oppenheimer for a very long time as well.
You don't think Travis Scott is going to be nominated for Best Supporting Actor?
No,
I,
it, it would be
I,
funny,
yeah, I'm joking. He's not.
but
I,
it would be really funny actually, but it's not happening. It's just
I've
more like I just like I don't know. I see almost everyone with like, oh, Matt Damon's gonna get in, Anne Hathaway's gonna get in, Tom Holland's gonna get in. And I'm like, guys, calm down.
I do think Matt Damon will get in.
I
Um,
don't.
Matt Damon, look, I actually am not
I
the
think he's
biggest
kind
fan
of
of him.
miscast, honestly. Like, look at
Yeah,
him. You really take him seriously as a fucking Greek soldier.
I've never taken Matt Damon seriously in a Christopher Nolan movie. I think they're a weird match, and I'm actually very surprised that Christopher Nolan keeps going to Matt Damon because I think Matt Damon's a really charming actor, but his best work is behind him, in my opinion. Like I haven't been super impressed with Matt Damon since like when he was doing like Talented Mr. Ripley and um, Good Will Hunting. It's been a while. Um, but he's a great, he's great in like the Oceans movies and the Bourne movies. He's a great movie star. Sorry, my dog is going crazy. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think he could definitely get nominated for this. He got nominated for The Martian. The Academy likes him. He's a three-time acting nominee.
But like I don't know, as a fucking like Spartan dude, like well, I don't know if he's a Spartan to be fair. I shouldn't say that. Uh uh I don't know. I'll say this. If he actually pulls it off again, two films in a row, every movie that Christopher Nolan makes from now until he dies, I will put it number one in my early Oscar predictions forever. Unless I just have a completely different reason uh to do it. In my early predictions. I'll just put it number one from now until he fucking dies.
What?
Big
Sorry, sorry, I cut out. What was that last point?
from now until he fucking dies. I'll just fucking like put it number one because it's like clearly I fucking like doubted this man too many times at that point,
Matt
and
Damon?
I underestimate how much people glaze. No, I feel like I don't like I know like people like glaze like Nolan, but
Oh yeah.
like I don't know. But
No,
also like I don't know the acting nomination thing like like before Oppenheimer the only person who got nominated for any of his films was Heath Ledger. So
you know what it feels like to me, George, and this might not be a great comparison because the second movie didn't end up winning Best Picture, but it does feel like a Spielberg 90s situation where he had Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan in pretty close proximity, and then he won Best Director for both. Um, I think that could happen when Nolan wins Best Director for The Odyssey because it's just so huge
I mean,
and it
sure,
gets like,
director I believe more than picture. Yeah,
and
I
then
can I can concede that.
maybe something like Fjord wins Best Picture, a smaller independent film.
Well, Mungie could just they could just give director too. Sean Baker is still one director.
Yes, but I will say if Nora was against The Odyssey, it Nolan would and The Odyssey's like, seeing
I
as
mean, if
if it
Anora was against one battle after another, Anora would not win Best Picture.
no, but let's say The Odyssey wasn't going to win Best Picture and Nora still was. I could see a world where like Christopher because The Odyssey is
Sure,
just
sure.
a
If you
huge,
really
huge
want to argue
movie.
that, sure.
Yeah. And what I'll say is this movie could get like 15 nominations.
I suppose. I don't know how many I have it getting right now.
I think I have it at 14.
Let me check
I
my
don't I don't
order
have
for.
Tom Holland in.
I have it at
Kyle,
12.
Yes.
um is Tom are Tom Holland and Matt Damon co-leads?
Yes. Matt Damon is. I imagine if they're so the Odyssey, it's split up in the Odyssey and the Iliad, and Tom Holland is more of the lead of the Iliad, but Matt Damon is more of the lead of the Odyssey. So I think it's probably going to be Matt Damon lead, Tom Holland supporting, but Tom
Yeah.
Holland should have a good amount of screen time in the book. Mm,
Okay, cool. Do you think Christopher Nolan's gonna make the Iliad?
no, is Brett running?
He says he's finding his laptop. I mean, he'll be wanting to talk about our next movie. I guess we could just go ahead and start it, if we want. Wild Horse 9. Uh,
God.
uh, I thought I had a different movie higher to be honest. Uh, but this is a yeah. The trailer literally dropped like 2 days ago, and like when I saw that, and I was like, are they plotting a secret Cannes premiere? Like, are they fucking like are they gonna just premiere this at Cannes instead of Venice this year? Because like like it feels very weird. Like right after the Oscars, just start marketing your Oscar play. I mean, probably what's going on is like they're trying to make up for the fact that they completely crashed out last year with Testament of Van Lee. Um, but this is the new Martin McDonagh movie. Stars Sam Rockwell again. Got John Malkovich, Parker Posey, Steve Buscemi, Tom Waits. I want to get this name right because it's my understanding she has a very big role. Mariana Di Girolamo. It's from Searchlight again, and it takes place during the 1973 CIA coup in Chile, where two CIA agents face a trust testing journey from Santiago to Easter Island. I mean, it seems like it could be like in Bruges Redux. Uh,
Mm.
the trailer it seems like a very good film, and
Tristan, did I tell you? Do you know?
Yes. Yeah, I do
Okay.
know.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Interesting. Um, uh,
No, what?
I
What does Kyle know that I don't?
George,
He
how
knows
many
a
people
lot more than you do.
how many people actually watching your videos? How many views are we expecting this video to hit?
One, and it's me.
Okay. I saw a test screening of this movie. I,
Oh,
um
you did.
I don't know. I really don't know about it. I didn't like the movie that much. I get if I'm being honest. But I'm not the biggest Marmot done ahead. Like if I saw three billboards before everyone else, I probably wouldn't have said it was like going to be the run up to Best Picture. So I don't know if I'm
Yeah,
the authority to take on this. But
I will say I saw both Three Billboards and Banshees at TIFF pretty early. And I didn't think either of them would end up being awards contenders. So he is kind of one of these guys that he doesn't his films are not awards bait on the surface, but the Academy just connects with them.
Yeah,
I do want to say
I don't know
what
how
I,
much I want to trust Kyle here.
no,
Knowing that.
please don't. But I will just give like a little bit of background in terms of like the casting and
Be
everything.
very careful.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say anything super specific. I'm not gonna say any plot spoilers or anything like that. But first things first, the trailer that dropped, the my test screening, the color correction was definitely off because the colors are very vibrant compared to what I watched. Like it was like completely gray the whole movie. So they did a
It
lot of
probably
color
wasn't color
correction.
corrected.
Yeah, since my test screening back in October. Like a lot of
Okay, it
color
definitely
correction.
wasn't color corrected then.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just don't, I'm just don't I don't think so. It just doesn't feel um it feels very quaint compared to like other Marmot movies. Um John Malkovich
Just
is really good in a movie. Sam Rockwell is okay. I have him as my profile photo. As you know, I'm the biggest Sam Rockwell fan, but he's okay in it. Parker Posey has like three scenes. Tom Waits has like one scene. Maria Di Girolamo is actually in it quite a lot. She's a good supporting actress in the movie, but
That's why I put her name here because
yeah,
it's my understanding that she could be like Inga this year, kind of.
I don't think so. But she's in the third act a lot,
You
and
know, you're
yeah, and
I'll
Steve
have to just
Buscemi's
take
in
your
a
word
good
for
amount
this.
too, but he's pretty good. Um, as far as this movie goes, like it's very co between Sam Rockwell and John Malkovich. I think they're gonna run John Malkovich supporting and Sam Rockwell lead. Sam Rockwell has a little bit more screen. I was at my test screening and he said he's going to do reshoots. So I wonder what reshoots have happened and how much it's going to be different in the final cut from the cut I saw in October. But yeah.
do you think that there's any like real depth in the movie and that it relates to anything that's going on right now to the point where it could be
Yeah,
positioned?
no, definitely politically.
Okay.
So it feels very like secret agent-esque in terms of like relevant to our times in terms of like very kind of very parallels to like the crazy stuff that we're living through and someone trying to do the right thing.
But you
So I
don't think
wonder.
it's like a best picture winner kind of thing?
No, I don't think it's winning Best Picture.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up?
How
Uh,
are
I'm
you, Brett?
I'm doing swell.
you
Um,
just
Brett
you
just
just
joined for people
missed
who are
Kyle talk about how he saw Wild Horse 9.
oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Um, this does not scream Best Picture winner to me at all from the trailer. And but that's all I have to go off of. I haven't seen it, unlike Kyle. But like for me personally, well, for me personally, right? When I would say maybe a week or so ago before the trailer came out, I had it as my number one for picture because I just thought it made sense with the director and the cast and the subject material or whatever, right? And it's not that I think the trailer looks bad. To me, the trailer just kind of looks like Seven Psychopaths type of Martin McDonough, not like Banshees. You know what I mean?
hmm
And I
I mean,
don't
it
know.
looks
I don't
good. I'm
know.
excited.
Yeah, I think it looks like fun. I just don't know if that type of McDonough is what's going to win him picture. I think he'll have another movie that does that down the line. You know what I mean?
What I
Yeah.
will say though is that based on the trailer of Banshees, a lot of people were saying the same thing, that it didn't look like Three Billboards McDonough, and it looked more like In Bruges and Seven Psychopaths McDonough, and then it ended up being something more Oscar bait. So I mean, not
That
Oscar
is
bait,
fair.
but so I do think it's hard to market a McDonough film because there's such a tonal change that happens in like the third act of a lot of his movies, and they end
Yeah.
up that they're like buddy comedies almost, and then they get very dark. And I feel like the same is going to happen with Wild Horse 9.
Also, the fact that Searchlight is already saying like, yeah, we're gonna release this first week of November. Like, the Oscars are over. Okay, congratulations, one battle after another.
Yeah,
It's our season now. We're gonna put our, trailer out first fucking, week of the new Oscar season. Um, uh, that shows a lot of confidence
Just
in
to be
this
like,
as their contender. I mean, they also have Behemoth, which could be a player. But I mean, they could get two films, right? And they could use
maybe.
two films to be honest after they crashed the fuck out last year. But
My audience was going crazy for it, so it seems like most of the audience really enjoyed the movie. So
yeah, so and honestly, like if they run John Malkovich supporting, they've got a really good
he's good in the
shot
movie.
at winning him an
He's
Oscar,
good
in
in the
my
movie.
opinion.
Yeah, he's good in the movie. Tom
Uh,
Waits is the best performance in the movie. He has like 5 minutes in it. It's like one scene, but Tom Waits is very good in it.
I love Tom Waits.
He's
well,
so
anyway,
good in that movie.
let's talk about the movie Brett is most excited to talk about.
Oh, what
Uh,
movie?
what's my number five here? If it will be, do it here. Um, Here we go. Project Hail
Okay,
Mary.
well, I'm too tired for this.
Just
So anyway, what's the top three real quick? I'm just curious. So
just
I
came
figured
out.
it was higher.
So number one was Fjord. Number two was Digger.
Okay.
Number three is The Odyssey.
Oh, okay. No, that's a solid top three. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is
Okay.
Project Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Uh, so here we've got it literally just came out this weekend. Again, talk about the new Oscar season starting right after the last one ended.
Yeah, and then what? Did it made $33 million in 24 hours or something
Yeah,
like that?
dude. What?
It's
Like,
like kind of just like
dude, the
dominating.
freaking
It's
book
crazy.
is like that fan base is massive, and you combine that with like freaking Ryan Gosling. You push that out there with like directors of fucking Lego Movie and 21 Jump Street. Yeah, I mean,
And all of us little corner of puppet fans. Puppet fans rejoice. We got a
yeah,
puppet again.
exactly. So I mean, like, I mean, look, you've probably already seen the movie at this point. I don't need
Yeah.
to tell you what it's about. Look,
It's about
if
Hail
Amazon
Mary from the
MGM had
project.
released this last year, it would have taken F1 slot in Best Picture, more than likely. Let's
Oh,
be real.
100%.
It
I mean,
it would have like it probably it honestly could have put up a fight against Avatar visual effects for all I know, because
yeah.
it's this is like exactly the type of blockbuster the Academy fucking loves to nominate.
It'll be
Fucking
competitive this year for visual effects with Dune Part 3 just because they might go with the newcomer. Especially with the
Mm,
Greg Fraser type of you know, type beat too. I know
I,
he's a cinematographer, but they love his type of visual flair with the effects, it seems like. Is that
right,
yeah.
yeah, and there's also the puppets and stuff too.
Yeah.
I mean, like this is just like a fucking uh it's a huge movie. Uh, and it's the screenwriter of The Martian, also based on uh the source material is from the same author as The Martian. And here you got Ryan Gosling in the Matt Damon role this time. And he can, like, honestly at this point he's probably getting nominated for Best Actor. He's probably going to get nominated for Best Actor. He's going to get
Yeah.
like screenplay and editing, production design. I think it's winning visual effects. I think it's winning sound. Honestly, I think like after seeing the movie, I'm like, yeah, that's winning sound. Um,
I think you could argue cinematography as well. It's going to be a big player out there. Yeah.
mm.
It's got the Greg Fraser flair. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, you think it can win Best Picture? or just cinematography?
Oh, I
I
said
do not think it can.
cinematography.
I do not think it will win Best Picture.
I
I will.
I think and George has probably already made this point. The Oscars nominated their $100 million big like blockbuster last year. Um, I feel like they might go a little smaller this year. In my,
Yeah,
I feel like
that's another
that's where
thing
the
too
wave's
that I
going.
actually forgot to mention with Fjord. I feel like swinging the pendulum very far, like for Oppenheimer in the big budget direction, that they swung very far the indie direction with the Nord, and they swung big in the blockbuster direction with One Battle, and then I feel like this year they could just swing back in the indie direction.
I
And
will say
so
though, to be fair, the one of the reasons they went indie in 2024 was because the writer's strike was that year.
yeah, but like
Um,
at the same time, like I mean like I don't know, dude. I feel like like there is there was a serious love of independent film in that room, and
That's fair.
I
I
don't
think
know.
Project Hail Mary can win Best Picture.
I
I
think
I
do.
I
think
think it
I think
could.
if Project
I'm
Hail
just
Mary
not
is to win
guessing.
picture, the main thing that would have to happen is like the front runner would have to be like a Power to Dog or a Roma, where it's like people have respect for it, but they don't have passion for it. And then this is kind of like the most like passion backed option.
No, like, look, and look, I'll go for a big like, I love this movie, Defender, Project Hail Mary. Let's go. I'm the girl holding the trophy in the room with the posters of The Rock, right? But I will say that if this won Best Picture, it would definitely be like the Forrest Gump Best Picture winner of our time, right?
I mean, it's a
Where
better
it's just
movie,
like
but
the
like
most crowd pleasing crowd pleaser of all time, and it's just like cute and fun and enjoyable, and people love
it
it.
wasn't like yeah. It's a movie that I like. I don't love necessarily, but like I think it's a as a best picture winner, it would be like it'd be like okay. I like it better than Coda, but like yeah. Um, I think it's I think that's what it would have to take is like the front runner being like a Power Dog or a Roma, more or less. And I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess
which
Phil
like
Lord and Chris
Fjord
Miller
could
could be
do
like the
that.
fucking like
Yeah.
could have a director narrative. I don't know.
Mhm.
I I think okay, so when I watched this initially at the press screening, I told you guys that I didn't think this was getting nominated. And I've kind of like completely switched my course because I've just seen the insane amount of enthusiasm that this has received.
I don't
Not
get it,
just
Tristan. I don't get it.
it's just like but have you been to a theater this weekend to see it, Kyle?
No, I saw it in a press screen with all the critics, and
So
everyone was raving. But I was like, "This
yeah,
is ass." And I walked out and was like talking to them, and they were all raving. And I was like, "I don't know what to tell you." And but I'm not going to rewatch it. Why would I rewatch this? This
I
was nonsense.
I rewatched it and I love it now. And the the screening I was in, like people were absolutely loving it, like laughing at all the jokes, crying, like it was extremely enthusiastic. And I went to like a I don't think I told you about this, Kyle. I went to like a media
You told
I
me
don't
about
even know.
this.
Oh, I did. Okay. That yeah, they're throwing like a ridiculous amount of money into promoting this thing. Like I was talking to the person from Amazon, and she said that every single drone that they used cost $1,500, and there were 600 drones that they used, and they did this in three different cities. So 600 times $1,500. I don't even know what that is. But that's just to market the movie in the sky and do a drone show. That's insane. That they're putting that much money into marketing this thing. And I do
Yeah,
think part of
seriously.
that is so that not just so that people go see it now, but also so that people remember this marketing campaign and is able to maintain buzz the entire year. Amazon's going real hard for this.
Yeah,
Here's
exactly.
and also like again, if it's $100 million like opening weekend, like it won't fade for the rest of the year. Like that's pretty.
Yeah. I mean,
Here's
like
here's
this very clearly is in like a very similar position that like Sinners
here's
was in, right? Where it's like I mean, granted, I don't think it's like the same type of contender, but there's really I mean, and I was skeptical of Sinners at first, to be fair, but there but especially now, like having learned my lessons from my skepticism of Sinners, I think there's like no reason to doubt Project Hail Mary, seeing what it's already done.
well, here's the thing about Project Hail Mary. This is the type of almost Amblin-esque blockbuster movie that I think people have missed, and where it's like Jurassic Park is filled with memorable, likable characters, and they say quippy things, and then there's dinosaurs, and there's the big world building, and like those movies stay in the cultural lexicon for a very long time. So I'm sorry, Kyle, you're gonna hear about this movie for the rest of your life. I think it's one of those type of movies where you're gonna see that Rock walking around Comic Con, and you're gonna see people dressed up as Ryan Gosling as like a costume character because it kind of like it creates that type of own energy around it. And I think it is an interesting pull for the Academy to be like, maybe let's give the win to the thing that's going to be the pop culture zeitgeist for the next 10 years or whatever. But also, like,
Hmm.
it also even has a little bit of that, like, Top Gun Maverick, the movies are so back type of feel to it for some people. And I think all that momentum is going to make it a solid contender. I wouldn't say it's a win contention yet, but I'd put it at least in the top three. I would put it above Wild Horse, and I'd put it probably above the Odyssey at this point. But like,
Wild
yeah,
Horse is a better
I
movie.
probably meant to put it above Wild Horse 9, but I might have forgotten to change it. But it doesn't matter. They're kind of like 4 and 5, whatever. They're effectively the same
but
anyway.
yeah, I mean, it's all
Uh,
kind of. But
yeah.
what was number two
I
again?
will
I'm so
say I said
sorry.
this in the group chat earlier, but I said uh I hope that next year if Conan comes back, they do a skit where Conan boxes Rocky, like Rocky from the movie, as if he's boxing Rocky like Sylvester Stallone Rocky,
Oh, you
right?
know that Rocky's going to be at the Oscars next year.
Yeah, they're gonna bring out some fucking puppet, and then
Yeah,
Conan's gonna make him do some stupid shit. Yeah, you never know.
it's probably
Uh,
going to be like making out with Grogu or something.
it's gonna be better than whatever Jimmy Kimmel would have done at least.
Yeah, let's see.
Anyway, we can move on to the I guess the number 6 pick, which I people seem less confident in this one. I'm not 100% sure why. I guess I kind of know why, but like I feel like there is reason for me. I think I can justify why I have this movie. At least I think I this is the right one. Yeah, Narnia, number 6.
Okay,
So why
yeah.
is it number 6, right? Well, here's the thing. Netflix has a few movies. They don't have like I guess they don't have like an obvious quote unquote movie. But here's what I'll say about this. Um, so Greta Gerwig obviously is directing this. It's an adaptation of the I don't know what it's the Magician's Nephew. I don't know which number it is in the series. Forgive
Number
me.
one. It's the first book.
It's the first one.
I thought it was the
Okay.
sixth book. It's just the first one chronologically.
It's the first book. Wait, the sixth that came out?
I think it's the sixth book was the first one chronologically. The Narnia she's adapting. No.
So I have them I have them like on my bookshelf, and it has a big number one on it. But I don't know if
Okay.
maybe it came out. It's the sixth one to
The
come
Magician's
out.
Nephew is a prequel to the series, the middle of the third novel. It's the sixth of the seventh.
It's the sixth one that came out.
Mm. Yeah, it's the sixth one that came out.
Oh,
But
interesting.
it
It's
is
like Star
but it's a
Wars then.
prequel, so it is, yeah.
It's the first one chronologically though.
Yeah, because I think Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is the first book, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I
interesting. It's
you'll have to forgive me. I am not caught up to speed on my Narnia lore. But I I
I'm just gonna be honest. C.S. Lewis would be so pissed off that a former Catholic is directing an adaptation of this book.
a former Catholic, yeah. C.S. Lewis, I mean, I don't care if he's pissed off, to be honest. Uh,
why isn't he a good guy?
He's like a
um,
great guy, but he's like one of our
debatable.
key Christian philosophers, and I know he'd
Well,
be
I'm
pissed
not,
off
I'm not,
that.
I'm also not a Christian, so I don't really care.
I
Uh,
don't. I don't actually. I don't think he would be mad that.
uh,
Ew. I don't think he'd be mad that she was
but,
directing it. I'm not gonna lie. 'Cause
um,
at least she's not coming to it at a completely like
I will
atheistic.
say, as a
Yes.
radical, devout atheist, I, I do not give a shit.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, like I think that CS, especially if you read a lot of C.S. Lewis's writing, he is kind of open to like the discussion and the ideas of the whole thing. He wasn't like what a lot of like he is a renowned Christian apologist, right? But like he wasn't like a
Hmm.
Christian apologist in the way that like Ally Beth Stuckley is now or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, sure.
So I
Um,
think he wouldn't be that upset. That's just my
again,
opinion.
yeah.
Again,
Again,
it's
I
all
have no
antithetical
fucking
to the movie
clue.
itself.
I have no
Yeah,
clue. I'm not.
yeah.
I am very ignorant about the only experience I've ever had with Narnia is the movie from 2006 or whatever
Which
or
is like
whenever it
good
fucking came out.
actually. It's
It's
actually a good
okay.
movie.
It's been so long I can't even remember when I saw it. The only thing I remember about it is that is James McAvoy with fucking goat legs.
Didn't it win production design at the Oscars? Or am I crazy?
I think so.
It won
It got
makeup, I
nominated
think.
for.
It won makeup. I don't think it won production design.
It
So,
Um,
should have won production design. That movie looks insane.
hot
It's
take. The first Narnia is a masterpiece.
I
okay,
haven't
we're getting
seen it.
sidetracked. We're getting sidetracked. Let's
I
talk about
haven't
this fucking
seen it
like.
in that long, but like I remember it being good.
Okay, we're getting
I've seen it
sidetracked.
like 10 times, but I haven't seen it in like 10 years, so I could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, we should have a Narnia podcast. Anyways, let's continue.
Yeah, we're getting sidetracked. I mean, here's the
Uh,
thing. Like, I kind of remember like looking at Frankenstein last year, right? And I even went back and listened to our the episode we did last year about this. And talking you okay, Kyle?
I think I swallowed my own spit.
Oh no.
that happens.
Yikes. But I went back to the episode I did last year on this, and I literally like I explained like, look, I just see the tech nominations coming for it, and when I add them all up, and the fact that Netflix is behind it, I don't really like see how this doesn't get in. I feel very similarly about this because like, let's be honest, right? Imagine a Greta Gerwig Narnia movie. This is her coming off of Barbie and Little Women, two
Yeah,
films that have very showy production design and costume design, right?
two perfect movies too. Let's be
And,
real.
and and two films that got nominated for Best Picture, mind you.
Yeah.
And a movie backed by Netflix. Costume design, like, why wouldn't that get nominated? Why wouldn't that get nominated for production design? While we're at it,
Mhm.
uh, makeup. That has to be like with cinematography. You know, this movie is being shot in VistaVision, at least in part.
I didn't, but that's sick.
Yeah, yeah, this movie's being shot powering VistaVision, and the DP is the DP of Atonement.
Oh, no.
So he's been
I'll
Oscar
be
nominated before,
I'll be back, guys. My dog's kind of going crazy,
and
so I'll. Yeah, she hasn't liked us talking about Narnia. Since we've
uh,
talked about Narnia, my dog has been barking, so I'll be back.
Don't worry.
so I mean, you look at the picture and you add it up, right? And also, it's Greta Gerwig. Every movie that Greta Gerwig has directed by herself, at least, has gotten a Best Picture nomination, and she got a Best Director she only got a Best Director nomination for Lady Bird, but the Academy clearly likes her enough to pay attention to her when she directs.
Mhm.
And I feel like for that reason, you kind of have to like, look at that, and you look at the fact that this is a Netflix movie, and it's got all these tech nominations that it is either going to get or is very likely going to get, very possible to get. and be like, okay, well, how do you not put that in Best Picture at that point? Right. And also, like, when I look at the rest of Netflix's slate, I'm like, nothing else makes that much more sense to me. Like they could buy something, sure, they could pull an Amelia Perez out of Cannes or something, but like why would I automatically just bank on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than going with something that we know is going to come out and we know is probably going to be good at the very least, right? So I don't know. I mean, if Greta Gerwig can get a Barbie movie in the Best Picture, she can get a Narnia movie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like I kind of think this is a slam dunk nomination for sure, unless the movie's just hated. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
well, this
Which
movie's bad, but like, I mean,
well,
it's not going to be bad, but
I do think there is going to be a certain part of the evangelical window that could take issue with the movie, honestly. Um, I don't
Mhm.
think that's going to too much of an impact on its Oscar chances, but it is something to consider. Um, just speak, just if
I
it
don't know.
is
Let
kind
them
of like,
mold. Let them
isn't it
mold.
kind of like a quote unquote like punk rock interpretation of it or something like that? Has that been stated? I
Yeah,
think
that's been
Ye-
stated. Also, apparently, she's changing the time period to the 1950s instead of the 1900s. I don't know if that's
interesting.
how true that is, but I heard that somewhere.
So it might like, and I know this is going to be all its own can of worms. It might be a Wuthering Heights type of adaptation of Narnia, and so it might get that type of backlash, right? Um, I think it's interesting
I don't think it's gonna get that type.
as like a C.S. Lewis fan, right? Like I really do love his work. I really do love him, and I've read a lot of his stuff. I'm really interested in this interpretation, and I think it might end up being really compelling. Also, because I do think Greta Gerwig is really interesting, and all her movies dive into a sort of Catholicism. I think you can interpret a lot of stuff, not in the ways that Michael Knowles does, but like in an actual smart way.
Jesus Christ.
But
I,
like,
I, I fucking forgot about that man. Jesus Christ.
but I think, yeah, for sure. I think this is a really smart move. If you're wanting to like predict the Oscars early, it'd be smart to have this one in. It's a good push for Netflix, and it's based off of literature that is beloved, you know.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have felt like there hasn't like, I do like the Disney Narnia movie, but like people don't hold that movie as high esteem as let's say like Harry Potter or anything like that, right? I feel like people are still waiting for the definitive version of that story. So if this is that for them, like it's gonna be really big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's just like when I add all this up, it's just like I mean again, like I compare it to Frankenstein. It's just like that's a film that like
Sweet.
yeah, and I remember people were down in that movie too, being like, "Oh, well, maybe it's Jay Kelly or maybe it's um God, what else are they saying
Oh,
besides
oh, what was it? Oh,
House of
the
Dynamite was
yeah, House of
one.
Dynamite. Yeah,
God
man,
damn it,
rest in peace, House of Dynamite. What happened in
Wake
that
up,
movie?
dead man.
yeah, Wake Up Dead Man, Jesus. Fucking Ballad of a Small Player. Oh my God.
Ballad of a Small Player, aka like literally the worst movie ever made.
I still haven't
Oh
seen
my.
it.
Dude, just never watch it. It's okay. You don't have to. You could touch grass instead, and it's gonna be
So
better.
true. I could rewatch Project Hail Mary.
You could. It would be a better experience. Kyle, I really like. So I was telling some of my coworkers that if I didn't like Project Hail Mary, that my letterbox review was going to be Project Jail Mary. So you should take that.
Did you not read my letterbox review?
I did read your letterbox review, but did you say Project Jail Mary in it?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, but I had probably
He
already
said it
written
without
one
saying
before you
it.
saw the movie.
Oh,
Okay,
here's
Yeah,
Tristan.
if I rewatch it, I'll do Project Hail Mary if I still dislike the movie on rewatch.
okay, cool. And then
Tristan, do you have anything to
say
add to
it's my
Narnia before
idea.
we
Give
move
me
on?
credit.
I'll give you credit for it.
Um, Narnia. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is my most anticipated movie of the year.
Oh, that's crazy. What?
Dude, I love Greta
No, knowing
Gerwig.
Tristan,
She's
this makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greta's like probably my favorite director right now, and I've loved every single movie she's put out, and I love Narnia. Like that is a childhood thing for me. So the fact that she's doing Narnia is so exciting. Um, and honestly, as a kid when I was really into Narnia, I had no idea it was Christian. So it doesn't quite bother me that she's adapting it. I think she's going to do a great job. I will say that having read The Magician's Nephew, I think it's a lot more muted than the a lot of the other Narnia books. Like it's not as whimsical and big. So I wonder what she's going to do with it. But I heard um or I saw an article saying that it's it's rock and roll. Someone said that
Punk
like
rock.
punk rock, yeah. So that's kind of a crazy thing to associate with Magician's Nephew because that's a very muted book. But yeah, I'm super excited. It's going to be a big blockbuster. It's probably going to do well in theaters and on Netflix. I have no
Tell me
reason to
about
think.
Narnia.
Also, I don't think Netflix really has any other big contenders, right?
Yeah, I was
That's
talking about that earlier. Like I like at least last year, like you could argue for like Jay Kelly or something, right? But like this year, there's not really anything.
they have a
No.
film from Fernando, the guy who did City of God and the Two Popes. But that to me
Oh
sounds
yeah.
it sounds cool, but it sounds a little more like a commercial play. I don't think it's
Actually, you
gonna
know
be
what?
a big.
They do have there is something else they have this year. They do have what's it called by Greg Kuidar. But we'll get to that later.
Oh, Saturn
Yes,
Return.
that
Um,
I'm
Yeah.
so hyped for that one too.
Uh,
God, I
anyway,
hate
number
those
seven.
guys.
I wonder how much division we're gonna cause here with number seven. But Michael,
Oh my gosh.
Stop it.
My mom can't wait to watch this movie.
look,
That's
guys,
the
listen.
most snap movie sentence I've
Two
ever
two
heard.
years in a row, guys. Yeah, welcome back. Yeah, it's the second year in a row this movie's on this damn list. Um, uh, I mean, it's about to come out in a month. We'll find out soon enough. But like, look,
Oh,
man. Here's the thing.
can it just like die? Can we just like let it not happen? Can we
Yeah,
just say
I mean,
bye?
I wish. I really wish, man. I look. I I get it. I get it. Right? Like it's fucking like there's the whole like oh, but the movie fucking is gonna be bad. It's gonna be a train wreck. It's gonna be this and that and the other thing. Bohemian Rhapsody had a lot of the same problems going into its release. Like edited had to like had to have a lot of reshoots. They had to bring in another director to do like half the movie, reshoot half the movie, and the movie still made $1 billion and still got a Best Picture nomination and won 4 Oscars. It's like I really I feel like the only thing this movie really needs to do is just be fucking like it's just like make $1 billion because that's what's gonna it's gonna do, and then just have decent enough audience ratings, and then boom, it could just cruise on in there off of the back of technical nominations and acting nominations. It's not gonna win. It's not gonna get a directing nomination. It's not gonna get a screenplay nomination. But it is what it is. It can it doesn't have to be Bohemian Rhapsody. It can be Elvis. It can be Elvis and not win anything. But this is where we're at.
The Elvis thing is what scares me, right? Because like I remember whenever Elvis came out and it was like well liked, and then it was kind of a summer hit, and then we were like, okay, we don't have to worry about that, and then it like reared its little head back in. And we went, oh, all right, I guess they like that. I don't know, all right. Um, here's what I'll say with Mike, right? I do think that what is about to be the most asinine, awful discourse around this movie, which, to be fair, is valid because this movie is made out of toxicity already, and it's going to be quite possibly the worst movie ever made. Um,
It's gonna be bad.
yeah, it's going to be really bad, right? but I do think everything surrounding like him as a person and the way that the movie was made to kind of glorify him, even though there's some allegations against him. No matter what you think about that, right? That whole toxic discourse around this movie
He's obviously
would actually end
innocent.
up hurting it from being an awards player because I understand that there's some context around Bohemian Rhapsody as well, but I do feel like the discourse around that culturally was not nearly as potent as this movie's going to
I
be.
would need to see it be like an actual fucking like talking point though in like every fucking outlet. That's what I
I
would need to see to really believe that's happening. If it's not really happening, and then like and like nobody really gives a shit, then like I don't really know what to tell you.
so my next question, something that, and maybe this is me being ignorant, okay? I think this movie probably will make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But do you hear any buzz about this movie happening right now? And it comes out in a month, right?
Zero buzz.
Is there buzz?
The trailer plays before like every fucking movie.
Really? I will say
It,
I work at
it's
a
kind of
movie
crazy.
theater. I work
There
at a
was a
movie
fucking
theater.
like I went to see fucking like Epic today, the fucking Elvis documentary because my grandma wanted to go,
Yeah.
and so I had to take her. And um in the freaking hallway in the theater, there was a freaking big display of Michael, and it said on there
Really.
from the producer of Bohemian Rhapsody and the director of Training Day.
Now, look, maybe it's just where I'm at, right? But I work at a movie theater. I walk in movie theaters every day. I see trailers for movies every day. I haven't seen this trailer before a movie in literally months. I haven't seen it in a while in my theater, but maybe other theaters that
Well, this is an
play all the time.
AMC,
I don't
right?
know.
I
I
don't know how it is at Alamo.
I
I
well, I haven't seen it at AMC either. I go to AMC sometimes. I literally have not seen this
I got it
trailer.
before freaking Project Hail Mary.
I'm
Interesting.
with
I did it. I
I'm
really did
with
it.
yeah, I'm with Brett. I haven't seen it once. And my brother works at a movie theater and he says he hasn't seen the trailer. Um like they haven't really been promoting it.
Look, man, I'm traumatized by Elvis. Okay,
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, I'm not saying that you're
I
wrong.
see a trailer
I'm
all
just
the time. I
saying
don't
that,
know what you
like,
guys
I
are
don't
talking
know.
about.
I'm just
I
thank
interested.
you, Kyle. Thank you.
I think the difference though between Elvis and Michael is that Elvis didn't have any controversy attached and
Uh, mm, uh, actually, Ellen, that's not the truth.
I will say that there was a little bit just because Elvis is like a bad person and it glorifies him as
Yeah,
a bad
Elvis
person.
fucking like
But
groomed
I don't
Priscilla
think it's going to
Presley.
be
Like
as
that's not
big.
that's definitely a controversy.
I don't think it's going to be as big as
what
the Michael controversy.
oh yeah. I don't know. I feel like Elvis people just want to see like I don't he doesn't have the controversy that Michael Jackson has.
Well,
Yeah,
it's not that
yeah,
he
like
doesn't
it's
have the,
not
it
as
does
like
it's not
potent,
that
but
he
like it's
has
still
the
there.
it's not that he has the controversy of that. I think it's the fact that that he's a much like older figure. So he's from like the 50s and 60s era, of where it's kind of, this sounds bad. It's kind of like, well, everyone was a scumbag. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
stuff doesn't stick on their name as much as the Michael Jackson stuff did. So it's not as potent as a part of his character. If you look into some of the stuff Elvis did, it's really bad. He's kind of a gross person, right? But like
I mean, the
that's
whole
not his
fucking movie
legacy, if
Priscilla
that
was
makes sense.
about that.
Yeah, but that's not attached as a part of his legacy, is I think what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
As
yeah,
much
yeah.
as it is with Michael
I know your
Jackson at this
point, but
point.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to prove to Tristan that like there was controversy, right?
There was
They made a
controversy.
whole
I
movie
just
about
don't
it the
think it's
year after.
No,
yeah, but
he has controversy, but there was no controversy around the movie.
yeah, that's true. I think that's a
I
good
mean,
point.
Bohemian Rhapsody had a lot of controversy around the movie too, and like nobody cared.
Yeah, and that's fair too. Again, it could go either way. It's just
I honestly think, and maybe I'm just naive here, but I think if Bohemian Rhapsody came out now in this expanded era, it would it sorry, not expand where we have like a bigger academy and a more international academy. I don't think it would have gotten nominated.
I don't know about that.
I think just because it was like $800 million, which is what Michael's going to do as well, at least. I think Boo Rap would have been nominated any year.
and they have like a freaking like Oscar like team like already attached to this, all right? Like they have like the DP did freaking Chicago and like a bunch of Rob Marshall's movies like they and the costume designer's been nominated. They've got all like they got like an Oscar like winning makeup crew. The editor of freaking Bohemian Rhapsody, and like you got yeah, I mean the producer is the producer of Bohemian Rhapsody, and he won an Oscar back in the day for The Departed. So it's like like they're literally making this movie with awards in their eyes, right? They want Jafar Jackson in the Best Actor category. They want Coleman Domingo in the Supporting Actor category. Like this is what they want,
I
and
agree, but the
you
fact,
know, and I know Lionsgate is attached to it, but you know what else is attached to it? Universal Pictures.
yeah,
They're both part of this movie, and Universal can balance two films.
but wait, no, this is going to be distributed by Lionsgate, and the awards campaign is going to be Lionsgate, not Universal, from my
Okay.
understanding. And the thing is, Universal also has two films already, but from my understanding, it's kind of like F1, how F1, that campaign was Apple, not Warner Brothers.
Okay,
And
sure, sure.
Lionsgate have Lionsgate did really well in
And see,
2016.
F1's another point here because freaking F1 got in here over freaking like it was just an accident, right? And so like, that kind of proves to me, okay, every year the Academy is going to nominate a movie where literally the only fucking reason it was made is to get asses in seats, and that's what F1 was. And you
Um,
can say Project Hail Mary is that, but Project Hail Mary, I mean, is a little bit above that, and Michael kind of isn't to me. And so Michael is going to be the
Well,
asses in seats Best Picture nominee this year.
but I also kind of feel. I mean, I do feel like that kind of is Project Hail Mary though, as far as just like being aggressively crowd pleasing.
yeah. I feel like I don't know, the Lionsgate mixed with the fact that I really haven't heard that much buzz around this, and I can just envision it in my head. This is going to get like a 40% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's going to be
Bohemian
skewered.
Rhapsody did not get a good score on
Bohemian
Rotten Tomatoes
Rhapsody was in the
either.
60s though. It got a fresh score.
It did get a fresh score. I mean, again, so could Michael. Maybe I don't know.
It
I
could. And who knows? Watch all of us like Michael.
no, there's really no way.
I don't know about that one.
I think that is a prediction that will definitely be incorrect.
It won't be as bad as Scream 7, but
I I like music biopics, so there's part of me that's like, oh, what if I like this? But I haven't liked a single Antoine Fuqua movie, so who knows?
I mean, look, I hope I'm wrong, right? Like it's like it's not even like it's not like I'm putting it as number two. Like I'm not like stupidly confident in it, but I'm just like I'm traumatized by Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm traumatized by Elvis. I get fucking Vietnam flashbacks every time I think about the fact that Baz Luhrmann got a Best Director nomination in the Golden Globes. So yeah. Anyway, can move on. I guess then to number eight, which is 1949 by Pavel Pawlikowski. I know Tristan,
yeah,
has been on this train for a little bit longer than I have, I think. But I'm kind of in agreement with him. It seems I guess it's kind of a biopic. I think it's a situation that is similar to Hamnet, where it's based on a novel that is about a real person, but basically it's about Thomas Mann and his daughter Erica like traveling across Germany, post-war Germany, right? So like Germany after World War II. And Pawlikowski, he's had Ida, which won international feature and got a cinematography nomination. And then he had Cold War, which was nominated for international, got a cinematography nomination, and then he got a Best Director nomination, kind of out of nowhere. And
And this is his
that was
first
a
movie in 8 years.
yeah, this is his first movie in 8 years. There's some reporting that like seems to suggest it might not come out this year, although Lucas Jal, who's the DP, said in an interview like, "Oh, we already wrapped filming," and like, there's a Hollywood Reporter article about Can Contenders that seems to strongly suggest that this is ready.
So
So
I think the reason why is because there's a Polish site that has it listed as 2027.
Yeah,
But
that's the reason. That's the reasoning I saw for people who said it was going to be 2027. But this is like the one that I have, here situated here. And Pavel Pavlikovsky, he seems to like a little bit in the Joachim Trier position right now. As in, Joachim, I mean, granted, he didn't have a film that got nominated prior to Worst Person in the World, but Worst Person in the World got an international feature. It got a surprise, screenplay nomination. You could argue it was like maybe like 13 for Best Picture. And like Renata was like 7 or 8 for Best Actress that year. And then, Sentimental Value comes out and people are wondering, like, is he gonna strike lightning twice? Is he gonna strike lightning twice? And then he does, and gets Best Picture, Joachim gets Best Director, Renata gets an actress and gets other actors in, and the movie wins international feature. And
Also, there's
so,
the nice thing about this too is it's Healer's in it, right? Of course, the
yeah,
Academy we already know we
Sandra
love
Hüller,
Sandra
yeah.
Hüller, and she also has Project Hail Mary, which kind of helps
And she
the
has
momentum of
Digger.
everything. Yeah, absolutely. So she's going to be this around this season
Also, I
anyway.
didn't include it on the list because I don't think it'll get a Best Picture nomination, but Rose, that premiered at Berlinale, um, and she won the
No,
Best Actress prize there.
I don't think so. I think people are overestimating the Sandra Hüller stuff this year with like her being like 4 projects. Honestly, I'm gonna make the bold prediction here. She blinks next year. I don't think she gets nominated supporting or lead actress.
Well, oh,
Hmm.
okay, okay,
the,
Anyone
Kyle.
want to take that bet? Anyone want to take that bet with me?
Is it a
I'm not
gambling?
gambling with you.
I
No, I'm
think
not feeding into your gambling addiction. You take that up with Kolshi. Um,
Kyle, I'll bet you $100,000. I want you to pay for my house.
I kind of want to take. No, I'm not going to take the bet. But I really do think if 1949 does come out this year, she will be a contender for that. And I think
I
that Hans Zielsker will also. Is he a previous nominee? Because I know he
I
worked
don't
with
think so.
Spielberg. So he was in Munich with Spielberg. Um, so he's a name.
I
Wouldn't
don't
be
think he was
surprised if he got
nominated.
nominated.
No, but I'll double check that. But I'm pretty certain the answer is no.
Is Hooler going to be supporting and
I
Zil
assume lead based on, well, she's top bill, but like I kind of assumed lead that they might be
yeah,
co-leads.
probably.
Um,
I think it's probably about both of them.
yeah, he's never been nominated. So yeah, he could be nominated best actor. Uh, I mean, it's Lucas Joll. He's been nominated twice. And he did the Zone of Interest in Hamnet, which neither of which he was nominated for, but they were Best Picture nominated movies. And uh people know him. People know him, and it's in black and white, so it'll be um it'll be a big film. It's probably going to come from Cannes. I mean, it's Mubi, right? Mubi's only had the Substance as an awards player so far, but I mean that film did have a very interesting success story in its own right. If they could do well with that, they could probably do well with this, I would imagine. Uh, Especially if it comes out at Cannes and let's say wins the Palm, right? Or maybe Hooler wins actress, right? And then that can carry a pretty big, a pretty that can carry a campaign pretty far, right? So. And I think, honestly, like if I was not predicting Renata to win Best Actress, I might be putting my money on Hooler. Which you might say, oh, it's that'd be dumb. 2 internationals actresses are your top two for Best Actress, and I'm like, well, it's called it's March. You can you can fight me on that if you want to, but this is where we are.
Yeah, I feel like Mubi are probably pretty like rearing to go and be back in the Oscar race because last year it seemed like they really wanted to capitalize off the success of The Substance and get Die My Love in there, but that
23
just did not
million.
work. Yeah, it didn't work out for them, and I think they're going to have a much better shot here. Pawlikowski is a, I really think, it's been a long time since Cold War, but after Ida and Cold War back to back, he seemed like he was going to be one of the biggest international directors right now. He's got like a classic feel to him. He feels like a Bergman. And I think that this is going to be like a really critically acclaimed film.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, like he kind of feels like a bit of like a Joachim Trier, right? Where I mean, he's already passed the like the winning international feature part, right? And then he
Yeah,
got the director part nomination, even though the movie didn't get picture. And then now, like, okay, well then, what's left now is like it gets a best picture nomination, gets actors and gets screenplay,
yeah.
and then you
And
know,
I saw somewhere, and I don't really quite understand like why people say this, but because it doesn't, to me, his style is completely different, and he's not from Mexico. But a lot of people call him the fourth amigo. Do you guys know
oh
why?
yeah.
Is he friends with like Coran and
I mean,
Del
I'm sure
Toro?
they're friendly. I don't know if they're like close.
Well,
Um,
yeah, for some reason I saw an article saying the fourth Amigo has a movie coming out this year, and I'm like, why is he considered his it's a completely different
it's
style
not even
of movie.
Mexican.
Yeah, it makes no sense, but whatever.
Yeah, it's very weird. Um, but yeah, I think this is how we this is how we roll, boys. This is how we roll. It's gonna be a can this year. All right. Now this next one, I think is gonna get a lot of people screaming at me, being like, "Why do you have this movie so low?" Well, I'm gonna tell you. Dune Part 3. Let's let's rev up the engine, boys. Let's rev up the engine. So, listen, I'm a Dune boy, all right? I'm a Dune boy. I love Part 1. I love Part 2. I love Denny. I love Denny's. Um, and I have read the books. I've read both Dune and now Dune Messiah as of this year. I'm gonna like warn everybody real quick. There is a chance that this movie, there's a serious chance I don't think goes full Wicked for good, but gets diet Wicked for good treatment. In that it doesn't get snubbed across the board because it's gonna get visual effects no matter what, and probably is gonna get sound. But there's a chance that those are the only two nominations it gets because it kind of has the same issue as Wicked for Good in the sense that like Messiah is just not as good as the first book at all. Like it's not. What are we doing here? It is a
But
it
don't you
my
know that
issue is
everyone's
that it doesn't
talking
really
about
end
Dune Prophecy?
properly.
Everyone loved Dune Prophecy, George. So it's okay.
Is
Do
that the
people
TV
talk about
show?
Dune Prophecy at all? You remember the show?
I forgot that was even a thing.
Me too.
I don't think it's tying into the show, but I don't know. I haven't actually watched the show. Uh, but I think I don't have this criticism of it, but a lot of people don't like it because it's less action oriented. I think I don't have an issue with that. I will be fair because the trailer that they did release for this week does appear to have changed a lot of things about it does appear that they changed a lot of things about the book. Um, in that Lady Jessica, Rebecca Ferguson is going to have a bigger part, right? And I mean, we know they're going to change uh, Zendaya's character. Like Chani is not going to be the same as she is a Messiah because she's not going to be she doesn't quite go along with the idea of being Paul's concubine, right? But so like there are changes being made. So like maybe I'm going to be proven wrong by this, but like for people who are saying like, oh, it's going to be Return of the King, man. Denis is finally going to get his Oscar moment here. He's going to have his PTA moment. Wait for Rendezvous with Rama to come out. Okay, that's okay. That's going to be his PTA moment, in my opinion. Is when that movie comes out. That's when Villeneuve is going to have his like his Christopher Nolan, his Paul Thomas Anderson Oscars coordination run. Uh, Dune, I don't think is going to be that, and because like I think it's a little bit closer to Wicked for Good because of how people treat Dune 3 or Dune Messiah, right? They don't like it as much. I think it's good, but like I think it doesn't stick the landing quite as well as the first book, right? And the first Dune book is my favorite book of all time, right? It's my favorite novel, right? I understand like how much I fucking love these movies and how much I love what Denis does with it. Like this is my most anticipated movie of the year. I'm really excited to see what he does with this. Uh, but I am a little bit trepidatious about its Oscar prospects, having read the book now. So
Here's
that is my
here's my take on this whole thing. Okay, because for a moment I was also on the train of like this could be the best picture winner, yada yada yada. I've kind of cooled on that personally, right? I don't think this is going to be the thing. I think this won't be a Wicked for Good situation where it'll completely blank because it is a Denis Villeneuve
well, I
epic
said Diet Wicked for
closer
Good.
to something like for me what I miscalculated about Wicked and for Wicked for Good, right? Is that it's not like people were going to Wicked for Good to see the closing chapter of John M. Chu's epic. You know what I mean? Like it was like the first Wicked was like this really big crowd pleasing Broadway adaptation that people loved and it just swept people off their feet and then people nominated it and then the second movie underperformed from that promise for people. Um I think this movie in particular is an epic swing from an auteur filmmaker. So I think in that regard, it does get it. Which I guess you could make the argument that, well, what's Avatar Fire and Ash? And I'd be like, okay, that's fair. But I don't think Fire and Ash is like a concluding chapter of something. And this definitely feels like the end of Villeneuve's stamp on the series, at least. And it feels like even like it's this blockbuster spectacle and like the cinematographer is coming together like the cinematography is like the big dune worms and the chapter of like Timothy Chalamet going evil and this whole I don't know. For me it feels like more of an epic in the way that Academy members will appreciate versus Wicked, which seemed like, oh, it's a concluding chapter to this thing that people liked and now they don't like it as much. I maybe I'm saying word salad right now. I'm not entirely sure if what I'm saying makes sense, but like I don't think this will entirely blank or only get two. I still think it's a 6 or 7 nominee, including
Well,
two.
as I said, like it's
But
not. I said Diet Wicked for Good for a reason. I don't think it's going to blank.
yeah,
I I do think that it's gonna suffer a little bit because people just don't like it as much. Is my overall point.
well, I just like yeah, which I mean that makes sense. But I know you already stated this yourself. It does seem like they're doing some significant deviations from the source, which is going to maybe help it feel like it's not just Dune Messiah, but it's like the Denis Villeneuve's Dune Messiah. You know what I mean? Which I think it's going to
I,
help
I
it a
mean,
lot in
yeah,
its
they did
delivery.
change it from Messiah to Part 3, which I'm honestly kind of annoyed by. Messiah is a better title, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, but I think that's definitely them letting you know that it's the movie, it's not the book. You know,
I
which
guess
I think in
so.
this case is
I
going to
did
help it
see on
right
the
there.
Dune subreddit that uh apparently they're taking a little bit from Children of Dune, which is after Paul Atreides saga
It's an
has
8 year
already
time
ended.
skip, right? Between Dune 2 and this?
The time skip is 12 years,
Okay,
I
gotcha.
think. Yeah. It would have to be 12 because I think Anya Taylor-Joy's character in Dune Messiah is I think like 14 or 15, and in the second half of Dune she's like 2. So it's
Gotcha.
12 or 13 years, if I'm remembering that
Yeah,
correctly.
gotcha. That makes sense.
Um, though, obviously in the movie it's going to be much more dramatic because the Dune Part 2 takes place immediately after Dune Part 1, right? They cut the time skip in between the movies. But that's besides the point.
Uh, I like the trailer a lot. I actually didn't think this was going to get in beforehand just based on your comments on the book, George, but the trailer to me, it's incredible. It looks like honestly the best installment yet. So I have it in my best picture predictions personally.
Okay, so you changed.
I
Interesting.
think Doomsday might be a big thing, especially
It's
if Dune ends up like completely destroying Avengers Doomsday. That's a big deal.
I mean
That's a big
it won't box office wise. I think critically it probably will. But
I mean,
box office
critically,
wise,
yeah, like
Avengers is
it's gonna be a
gonna
better
make so
reviewed
much more
film.
money.
I could see Avengers doing better in terms of like the opening weekend, but then I could see Avengers dying off and Dune having much stronger legs.
I mean, it
Well, I
could have
mean,
stronger
only
legs,
one
but
of
as
them is
far
gonna
as
have
overall
IMAX
gross, it's
70
not even going to
millimeters,
be
so
close. Like unless Avengers is like unless it was the biggest bomb of all time, it'll make more money than Dune, unfortunately. It's just a lot bigger of a market. It's like, look, overall was this is a crazy comparison, okay? But was Parasite more culturally relevant than the last Star Wars movie? For sure. But was it ever going to make more money? No, there's no way, right? Like, it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
okay, well, we can move on to number 10, which is it's something I'm not really wholly confident in, but um, I mean, we're getting down to the point where it's like I don't really have much confidence in some of these movies anyway. So number 10 here, I did put All of a Sudden.
Yeah, this is my most anticipated movie of the year, though.
Yeah, Hamaguchi. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
what
one
I
of my
was saying
most anticipated movies
earlier.
of the
This
year
is
as
what I was saying
well.
earlier. I have more confidence in this than Fjord.
I do not. Look,
Hamajushi is the
this is
filmmaker of the
mostly in
decade
my
so
top
far.
10 because of an insurance policy. So basically, if one or both, even of Fjord and 1949, kind of like fail, or if 1949 like actually doesn't come out this year, then like this would be like my second like international film. Because the thing about it is this: past 3 years in a row, we've had two international films nominated for Best Picture. And in two of those years, one of them, at least one of them, has been a neon film. So it's probably a good bet to just go with like hey, whatever neon international film from Cannes is the most likely, just put that one in. Um, and I, this one, I mean, it does have going for it is that it does have like actors leaning into it. So like Virginie Efira is a very famous French actress, very acclaimed. She was in a movie previously by Justine Triet before she did Anatomy of a Fall. Two movies by Justine Triet before she did Anatomy of a Fall. The more acclaimed performance of the two is Sibylle, which was in Cannes competition, and her performance in that film was very acclaimed. And trying to think what else she was in that she was very acclaimed. A lot of stuff that she's been in. So like, there's a case to make that like hey, maybe the Academy could like see her and recognize her in kind of a similar way, like almost like Fernanda Torres in a way where it's like, yeah, like she hasn't been in like like Oscar movies necessarily, but like she's big enough in her country to where the Academy is able to recognize her and be like, okay, they're we can nominate this person because clearly they're they have enough work behind them to prove that they are capable, right, of doing this, of having a of having great performances in a weird sense. If that makes any sense, I don't know if what I'm saying makes any sense at all. And then you just go ahead and put her in. I mean, granted, like it's not like Inga had a whole lot of performances behind her, but she still got nominated anyway. But she was just that damn good. You could put Virginia Efira in. You could put Tao Okamoto into supporting actress if you wanted to. I think this is adapted from a book, so you know you can put that adapted if you wanted to. So there are things you can put this into. I
How are the
guess
book's
like
ratings on Goodreads? I didn't know it was an adapted screenplay. Can we get like a Goodreads check on this?
I
Um,
I, so I have no idea. I don't even know if you can find the book
yeah.
anywhere.
I
Um,
just came back. I don't know if I'm gonna say something about this. I don't know if I missed any of your points, George. It wasn't because I wasn't listening to you. It's because for whatever reason, like I'm in my parents' house right now, right? And I was hearing really loud Latin music in the living room. So I went into my living room and my dad's computer was just blasting Latin music and my parents are asleep right now. I do not know what was going. I don't know what happened.
That's crazy.
I'm like so
it's the
confused.
fucking CIA.
Yeah,
Do
I don't
they
know.
do they listen like do your parents listen to Latin music or is it like super
No,
random?
no, that's random. That's not something they'd be listening to.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, are we
I
talking like Santana or like Bad Bunny?
no, no, no. Like it was more like what you would hear in Epcot.
Oh,
Like it was like
crazy.
chanting and stuff.
Like mariachi stuff?
Kind of more. I would say maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe just
that's
more.
crazy.
There's like a Latin, more of an African like type of swing to it as well.
Yeah,
It was weird. It was like Gregorian almost.
that's
I feel like I
crazy.
was
Jesus.
hallucinating. Anyways, I'm sorry. That was a complete off tangent. But
Insane.
did you make the point if like I'm wondering this is going to be more like a drive my car or like a evil does not exist.
I
Um,
mean, this seems more Drive My Car. Drive My Car. I think. I mean, what part of what benefited that film, I think, was the fact that it just swept the trifecta, right? Literally fucking swept.
yeah,
And
and
and,
it's just
and also Obama put it at number as his number one movie of the year. Um,
I think a big thing for that movie as well is kind of like um what really helped Secret Agent is like it was kind of like the most critically acclaimed movie of that year. You
yeah,
know?
and like the word of mouth too
Yeah.
really helped with it,
And like
which
Drive
this
My
movie
Can
kind
I
of
just intersect
doesn't
for a minute?
need, right?
I
yeah.
did do a check on Goodreads. The book that is adapted from you and I, no one has read this book. It has 4 ratings with an average rating of 4.50, but like obviously that's only 4 people. So I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah,
This is a
you never
very
know.
small book. This is a book that no one has read.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I will say that I'm at a little bit of bias because like Drive My Car is like one of my favorite movies, not just of like the
yeah,
decade, but
no,
like
same,
of like
right? Like
movies
I'm very
going.
excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited no matter what.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
getting in, guys. It's getting in. We just need to accept it. It's getting
The thing
in.
about this is, and I'm like, I'm looking at this like because like I guess this is like you could also say this is like a Joachim Trier times two, right? Because he actually got into picture on his first try.
Right.
Um, I guess that speaking of adaptations, another thing that maybe helped Drive My Car was that its its source material was written by Haruki Murakami, who is a very well known author, and most of his stuff is magical realism. And so, like, and Drive by Car is like one of the few things he's written that is not that. So, I guess that is like it was like one of the most Academy palatable things that you could have put in. Although, granted, like I you could probably take fucking like QA4 and make it an Oscar movie if you really put your put your mind to it. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Or even
Uh,
Norwegian Wood, you know?
Norwegian Wood is more like Drive My Car,
Yeah.
in terms of like uh
Well,
what genre it is.
yeah, I mean it's
But
more stripped down, but I'm saying like you could easily make that like a drop like
yeah,
a
yeah,
Oscar
yeah. No,
worthy
I
movie.
understand what you're saying.
So like
Um, but like I don't know. Part of me wonders if that was like one of the things that like was like I don't know how publicized it was. I, I do think that like this one it has a few like disadvantages to it, and I want to be very kind of cautious about trying to predict it simply because it is Hamaguchi, right? And he just did it with Drive My Car. I mean, he had Evil Does Not Exist in between, right? But like Evil does not exist, I should say. But
yeah, but evil does not exist as like it's so different than Drive My Car, and it's such a harder movie to connect to in any which way than a Drive My Car that it feels like it's almost like a side project, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like, I love that movie. I do. I love Evil Does Not Exist too, but like it's like when I saw that movie, I was never thinking like this is going to do anything award season wise. Like it's just its own thing, you know. It's not trying to appeal to a broader audience, I guess, than what it's trying to portray on screen. Which, like, good for him, but like,
Yeah. I'm just trying to be kind of like careful about it because it's like it's almost like um God, man, I'm trying to remember what like some like because I remember White Noise. A lot of people were trying to predict it's like, oh, Noah Baumbach, he just made Marriage Story. Of course, they're gonna nominate this for freaking Best Picture. But then I was saying like, guys, I don't know. This doesn't seem right. What you guys are trying here. Uh, and like I try to be wary of that kind of thing, all the time. So I'm trying to be wary of this as well. Um, but I mean, it is kind of an insurance policy, as I said, right? If your doesn't work out, hey, this shoots up, right? Or 1949 isn't working out, hey, this could shoot up. That's kind of the whole point of this. I mean, there's other films that could this could apply to, even other
well,
neon films, right, that are on this list. But we'll have to get to those in a little bit, and we gotta,
well, it's not going to be Park Chan Wook ever apparently. So
yeah. Well, Park Chan-wook is the president of the jury, so we'll have to see what he is. I have no idea what he's gonna pick, to be honest. Uh,
he's going to pick me.
yeah.
Like, Brett Scott, you won the palm. Like, thanks, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I think this definitely could get in. I mean, Neon's behind it. They'll certainly push it. The fact that they brought it before Cannes is a good, like it's a green flag. Um, I I don't necessarily know how I feel about like has Hamaguchi ever done a film outside of Japanese before? Because this is
I
French,
think this
right?
is kind of his first one. I mean, I guess Drive My Car, kind of, but no, this is like his first film that is like not in Japan.
And I know this might have some Japanese in it, but I do find that sometimes, like for example, what's his name? Almodovar, when he did an English language film, some
Yeah,
of his style and the rhythmic dialogue that he is so
it
known
didn't translate
for.
very well.
Yeah, and sometimes you get directors who are able to very well, but from what I know, Hamaguchi doesn't speak French, so it could be really good. I happen to think that that film that what's his name Apichatpong did in uh Colombia. What's it called?
Just
Memoria.
for
Memoria.
yours?
I thought that
Oh,
was
Memorial.
terrible.
No, it was
So
incredible. What are you talking about?
I thought it was so bad. And with uh Hamaguchi being such a dialogue-driven filmmaker, I'm not sure, what kind of film are we going to get here? But I am very excited to see it.
Well, I mean, we'll find out again in a little bit. All right, all right. All right, well, we've bypassed the top 10 now. We've got like 27 more movies to get through, so like let's go ahead
Oh
and get
my
through those.
god,
Oh my God.
27 more movies.
Okay,
Jesus
can we
We'll
can
Christ.
we
go through these
hurry
as
up,
quickly
man?
as possible.
Okay,
So here's one that honestly could be in the top 10, but there is a reason that I don't have it in, and that's because it has no distribution, and also I don't know, I don't even know if it's coming out. It's number 11, Cry to Heaven, the new Tom
yeah,
Ford movie. This is a I mean, you can read this right here. Tristan, I know you did a 180 on this because you argued with me like, there's no way they're gonna nominate a movie about castration, and then like freaking 2 weeks later, you were like, oh, this could get into freaking 10
Ye-
categories.
I put it
Uh,
in, yeah.
but no, I do believe that like this has like I could definitely buy the idea of this being an Oscar player. Like I see the text, I see the actors, right? And like I'm what I'm probably gonna do is like get the book and read it and kind of see how I feel about it. And you know, because like and Tom Ford also is kind of a filmmaker who is like, sort of working his way up there because like Nocturnal Animals got Michael Shannon nominated for supporting actor. A Single Man got Colin Firth nominated for Best Actor. So there is like a like a path, right, for a movie of his to get nominated for Best Picture. And I think this one does seem like something that like could appeal simply based on like the crafts alone. And you know, I it could just be his time. You also have Nicholas Hoult, who like he's rising in his career. He's primed to get a nomination. At some point, you could make a case maybe for Aaron Taylor Johnson or George Mackay. Kieran Hines has been nominated already. Maybe give him a second nomination. Maybe Colin Firth gets another nomination. I don't know. Uh, yeah, actually, you have a lot of actors. This movie is a big cast. I couldn't even list them all here because it's so big. Um, but very it's an interesting story that could appeal to people. I mean, I've had some people say like I think don't the Oscar expert and Brother Bro have this winning Best Picture on Award expert right now? I'm pretty sure
Ooh,
they do. Uh,
interesting.
yeah. So I don't. I mean, I can buy it. It's just like I can buy this movie being a big contender. I just don't know if it's coming out this year.
I think if it comes out this year, Timothy Chalamet just said some pretty bad things about opera that, really, really did light up award season. This is a movie all about opera, so I
That's true.
definitely,
I
it could
don't.
have a boost.
I will say I don't know if that controversy will be that potent this time next year. If so, like we've lost the plot.
No,
But
if
you never
anything,
know.
it would help the movie.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's gonna help the movie because it's about opera.
Yeah. And Timothy Chalamet is just one fucking guy, right? Like he's not gonna fucking like is he gonna write this number 10 for Best Picture and automatically is just gonna lose every category? No.
Yeah.
Like
What if what would be the insane move for Timothy Chalamet? He does an opera movie next.
Yeah, I know.
he should have been in this
Was
movie.
Isn't his
Yeah.
sister a ballerina? That's the worst part about
And
those
his
comments.
mother.
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah.
Um, I I have a question, guys, before we move on. Do you think Adele could get a supporting actress nomination?
I mean, sure, if Ariana Grande could, like
If that happens, I quit.
Oh yeah, you hate Adele, right, Brett?
Yeah,
I really like Adele. I think she's great.
I mean, look, man, you gotta consider it like any possibility, right? Again, if Ariana Grande can get nominated for an Oscar, like why can't Adele, right? But no, but like I definitely buy the idea that this could like be a Best Picture player. It's just like I need to know if it's coming out.
So
Um,
I just checked Cole and Brother Bro. They both do have this winning Best Picture right now.
yeah,
Wow.
interesting.
Hmm.
As I said, I'll pick up the book, I'll read it, and I'll report back to you guys. Okay, number 12. Let's see, number 12. Number 12 is Behemoth, the new Tony Gilroy movie, which I
I
think
think this
Kyle and
movie
Tristan might be
search.
higher on than me right now. Which I
Yeah,
Yeah.
mean,
just because this is just because I'm lower on Wild Horse 9 than other people. Which is like I think this is the first like contender that I'm gonna probably be predicting until we get like official reactions. Um, Tony Gilroy, I mean, I think he's also just been on a hot streak. Like I think
yeah,
with
with
Andor,
Andor.
it's just like feels like there's like a moment surrounding him that could coalesce here. I'm wondering how the reshoots will work with David Harbour being so far into filming before they recasted him with Will Arnett. I don't know if it's guaranteed for this year or if it will be like kind of messy. So that's like my only real worry about the movie. But I'm pretty high on this.
I
I think this
It
sounds good.
I don't think I don't think David Harbour was necessarily in like a ton of this film.
See,
From
I
what
didn't
I
even know he
No,
was
understand.
in it. Until you guys, I didn't put him on the fucking thing.
no,
Um,
he was cast. He was recast. Back in like around the time the Lily Allen album came out, like back in like November.
Wait,
With Will
oh,
Arnett.
okay, okay.
did
I
he get
see, I
can't
see.
like full on canceled?
He cheated on Laura. Well, he cheated on. Well, he cheated on. Okay, did you listen to Less
Yeah.
Than Girl, Tristan?
Of
Yeah, like,
course, yeah. Yeah, yeah. We talked about this.
yeah. I mean, it was my favorite album of last year, but like, I think people were just like a little angry with him, like cheating on Lily Allen with like a 22-year-old. So
Yeah, named Madeline.
Also,
Madeline.
but also, am I wrong in saying that they did have an open relationship? Did he just
They
like
did,
break
but
that?
he broke the rules. He
Oh,
broke the rules of the open relationship. He was taking her home. He was buying her lots of stuff. He was having an emotional affair, not just sexual, with this Madeline girl.
And
If you listen to the album, so it seems like he was going way past the open relationship stuff.
I will
Jesus
say,
Christ.
as much as I love that album and as much as I think David Harbour's a weirdo based on that album, Lily Allen is has a lot of controversies herself throughout the years and isn't necessarily the most
I don't
reliable
care about
narrator.
Lily Allen saying the N word. I like
It's
chillax,
not
girl.
just
Okay, this is
it
sidetracked,
it
sidetracked.
it
I mean, no, but this has a very interesting story. I'll say that much. I mean, I can buy it. I can definitely buy it happening.
guys, let's
I
have a
guess
Lily Allen podcast.
So true.
I just like I don't know. I think there's more confidence in Wild Horse 9 at the moment. I mean, to be fair, it's like it's almost impossible to like put this up against that at the moment because like like one of them has a trailer, the other does not, right? But like it, I don't know. I think there's reason to be excited for like like yeah, there's the prospect of like Pedro Pascal gets a nomination, Ava Victor gets nominated, after she does Sorry Baby, right? Will Arnett gets nominated, right? I know Brett would love that.
Ava Victor will get
Yeah,
nominated, but she's gonna get nominated for Jesse Eisenberg musical.
Uh,
the o-
well, we're
does she have
almost
a big
there.
role in
We're
that?
almost there.
So my only concern about this is that based on I don't know if you guys saw that this is composed by multiple
Yeah, yeah,
composers.
I did see
So
this.
what I'm thinking is this might be an anthology film.
Oh,
Um, that's not necessarily the impression I get from the log line, but
But then why would there be different composers composing each
I
section of the
that I
film?
have no idea. I don't know.
all will
I
be
can't
revealed,
explain
I'm
it.
sure.
We'll
Yeah.
just have to wait until the movie comes out to figure that out.
And not to say an anthology film can't get into Best Picture, but that is
Buster Scruggs was
definitely
very
not.
close in 2018.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's the closest one. But also, I mean, like I mean, what other like big anthology films come out recently? Like Kinds of Kindness, but that was never getting in.
Yeah.
Like when we saw
Father,
that
Mother.
Yorgos was writing it, that was like, okay, yeah, that we can write that off. But I mean, yeah, it'll probably be good. It'll probably be really good, I imagine. Uh, Considering I mean, he's better than his fucking brother, the one who did Nightcrawler. I mean, Nightcrawler was a good movie, but everything he did after Nightcrawler has been kind of ass.
That's his brother? Oh my God, I didn't
Dan
Yeah,
even know that.
Gilroy. Dan Gilroy.
Yeah,
yeah,
that
Dan Gilroy, thank you.
that art gallery movie he made was terrible.
Oh,
We should
Velvet
Velvet
Buzzsaw.
Buzzsaw. Oh, good old Velvet Buzzsaw. I want to put I want to put bets on Kalshi that we're gonna get a Velvet Buzzsaw sequel.
Yeah, and a Roman J. Israel movie. That was his follow-up to Nightcrawler, right, with Denzel Washington.
Oh wow.
Um, oh yeah.
More like Roman J. Palestine. I'm so sorry.
Wait, it has nothing. The movie has nothing to do with Israel. That was just his
Yeah,
last
no, I
name.
know
Yeah,
that was
yeah, it's
stupid.
just his name. Anyway, God damn it. I'm not even trying to make money, but we're gonna get demonetized anyway. Let's just fucking. All right. Uh, Disclosure Day. This is a movie that people are also gonna be thinking like, why is this down here? Why is this number freaking 13? Steven Spielberg. And typically, I would say that uh, Steven Spielberg is one of two directors who, whenever they make an Oscar bait movie, they're in. They're in Best Picture. They
Yeah,
just
this
get
is
in.
not an Oscar bait movie though.
But this is an Oscar bait. Yeah, that's the thing. Uh,
Yeah.
Look, I think this will probably be a very good, a good movie at least. Maybe it'll be mid tier Spielberg. I wasn't like super impressed with the most recent trailer when I saw it before Project Hail Mary, but um, I
I'll
don't
say
know. There's just something about his sci-fi movies that do not hit with the Academy, and also like it is sort of tangentially space and alien related, I think. So considering that, and we have Project Hail Mary, like I feel like that is a
I do think there are a few political things this movie could touch upon that would make it an interesting thing about media censorship, all that stuff. So I do think there is that idea here that could make it a bit of a cultural point, talking point, but also like to me, this screams like. And by the way, this is like one of my most anticipated movies of the year. It has nothing to do with like my anticipation. It's just what I think Oscar wise, right? To me, it screams War of the Worlds. It screams Minority Report. Like these really solid, like heady science fiction movies from Steven Spielberg. They're not Oscar plays though. Like if I think like if for instance, because we talk about Martin Scorsese and how he's automatically in. Martin Scorsese's always making movies that appeal to the Academy just because those are the type of movies he likes to make. But if one day Martin Scorsese's like, I want to make a movie about a girl riding a unicorn around for 2 hours, like that would not get nominated for Oscars. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
His next movie like looks like it's going to be more Shutter Island than Killers, right? So
Yeah, in which like Shutter's Island was not an Oscar thing. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
exactly,
I
right.
love that movie. It was great. It did a lot even in the culture, but like it just wasn't an Oscar play. That's not what he was making it for.
But John Williams will get nominated for score because they will suck that man's cock, even if the score is mid.
That's
Literally,
crazy.
like John Williams could just like fall asleep on his organ and they would nominate him for this
Yeah.
movie.
If he fell asleep on his organ, and would you call it organ failure?
That's basically what he did
Sorry,
for
that
Dial of
made no
Destiny,
sense. That was
and he still
that was a
fucking shows
stupid
up.
joke.
Okay. Any other
Um,
thoughts on this today, y'all? Organ failure. Let's go to the next one.
Okay. Well, this next one, I guess this next one's like probably the biggest one that I have out right now, and it kind of blows me
Yes.
that I have this out because I don't have an A24 movie in Best Picture. The untitled Jesse Eisenberg musical comedy, which uh, has some conflicting titles. I've seen some people say it's called No One Cares. I don't know what the basis for that is. I've seen other people
That's
call it
pretty.
The Big Break as well. I don't know what it's actually called, so I just have it as untitled Jesse Eisenberg musical comedy. Listen, on paper, I get it. I'm just kind of weary about predicting it because I feel like the vibe I get right now, and vibes are really kind of the only thing we have to go off of right now, is people are predicting it because like, oh yeah, Jesse Eisenberg, A Real Pain got kind of close to Best Picture and one supporting actor. Uh, and so this can get in, and then the actual movie when it comes out is gonna be like, oh that's good, and then it's not gonna do a whole lot.
So my case for this is number one, like you said, George, there is no like A24. Like this is probably their highest contender right now. So there's that. And they are a powerful studio. I will also say that Julianne Moore and Paul Giamatti are like those are Oscar favorites, and they're in a musical, and they do like nominating people for their musicals, so they could get into the acting categories. It's also a musical, which means you could technically have some text depending on the type of musical it is, you know. So if you get in some songs in there, if you potentially get like sound or cinematography. So if you're playing the game like you were with Narnia, after a while you're like, well, I could actually build a real campaign for this thing that get
To be
nominated for like
fair,
Oscars,
that
you know?
is true. That is
Yeah.
true. I and
Right.
like I don't have a good reason to have this out. I fully acknowledge this.
Yeah.
I just like it's just the vibe that like I feel like we're just predicting it because
Is
it's
it? It's
Eisenberg,
also
and
about
then it's
opera.
it's gonna
I'm
be
not.
like
I'm kidding. Sorry.
it's good, but it's not Best Picture good. But I don't know.
Is it also about castration?
No,
That'd be kind of wild. There's two.
it would
The
be
other thing is, like, with it being about a musical, or being a musical, it also does like severely limit, its screenplay potential. I just don't see Jesse Eisenberg getting a director nomination. So it's really going to be this acting and editing that's going to need to be fired. Do we know who the editor is?
I can
It's
look that up.
it's
I
me, guys. I gotta be
I
real
don't think
here.
it I don't think it's a musical. I think like it's about um community theater and like an actress. Uh, I think there's going to be musical numbers, but I don't think it's going to break into song. I feel like it's all going to make sense within the plot, and I don't think we're
Wasn't
going to
it?
have to worry about that.
Was
Like
it?
I
It's just the guy who
Wasn't
did a
it
real
stated that
pain.
it was a musical?
Editor's
like
just the guy who did a real pain. So
a
not
full-on
really
Very
one
musical.
random one.
snappy.
I thought somebody said it was just a full-on musical. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong though.
I never read anything about that, but
But also,
that would
like,
be
is
cool.
Paul? Can Paul Giamatti sing?
I don't think so.
I
I can't.
yeah.
I
I mean,
cannot
I will
imagine him
say if it
singing.
is a musical, then I would I will be on the front lines campaigning for Bernadette Peters to be the supporting actress musical Oscar winner because goddamn, that would be
Wait,
incredible.
did Kyle say Eva Victor is in this film?
Yes.
I don't see her on the cast list.
Oh
Yeah, I
no, is
didn't
she
see
not?
her on the cast list when I was fucking researching it.
Oh,
Never mind then.
also, I'm just imagining Paul Giamatti like opening his mouth to sing and like Hugh Jackman's voice coming out.
All right, what do you have next, Kyle? I mean, sorry, George. I'm so
You
tired.
calling me Kyle? Jesus Christ! I'm gonna put a six. I'm gonna put a $10,000 bet on Call Sheet that uh Julianne Moore will not win Best Actress.
I think
uh,
she'll get nominated.
I do have her getting nominated. But it's the only nomination I have the movie getting right now. So
I, I actually think Giamatti could win for this.
no, wait, no, I think I have the movie getting screenplay. And it might have Giamatti too. Okay, so
If he
actually,
wins the
by
Oscar,
that standard,
please
I
let
really
him
should
take
have
it
the movie
in and
getting in the
out.
Best Picture.
Please take his Oscar to In and Out.
Yeah,
Um, well, I have John Malkovich winning, so I can't have Paul Giamatti. I'm already committed to the Malkovich train.
You can say
Anyway,
you're being John
I
Malkovich.
I really think Giamatti has a bigger narrative at the moment. Malkovich
I
feels like I don't
because
think
of the
there's
holdovers, but I don't know.
he
I
just
mean,
has
I mean,
more
we all thought
recent
Stella had a
momentum.
narrative, but then freaking Sean Penn comes in.
And like Malkovich is okay, can I very quickly tell you guys a story? It'll be like 30
Oh my
seconds.
God. Okay, whatever. Sure,
Okay.
whatever.
So my aunt, I have a family that lives in New York. I actually went to visit them when I was in New York with Kyle. And my aunt has told me this story a couple times, but she was driving one time in New York, and this guy thrusted him when she was at a red light. This guy like thrusted himself onto her windshield and then screamed and ran away. And she's like, "Who is that?" And then realized it was John Malkovich, and then saw that he like a movie where he did that, and apparently he was practicing and he was just in character, and he was running up to people's cars and like yelling at them and jumping on their window.
This is crazy.
Yeah, I know. He's apparently very method, and that's gotten him in trouble before for just being a weirdo.
What
He's
movie
like
was
Jared
it?
Leto, my favorite actor.
Okay,
What
well,
movie?
interesting. Anyway, number 15. Another studio that I really should have in the top 10, but don't, is Focus Features. But I this one does not. There is no clear number one for Focus Features, in my opinion. There's like a few
Yeah,
films
this
that could
this
be this.
screams to me like it gets two acting nominations and nothing else.
I
Uh,
This one might not come out this year. I will say.
Guys, can
Uh,
you still hear me?
yes.
yeah,
Okay, good.
I'm
Uh,
actually I'm a really big Death of a Salesman fan. I read this in high school and I think it's great. And I
The
feel
play
like
is
Jeffrey,
incredible. I love
I
yeah,
seeing
read
like
the
stage
other
versions of
famous
it.
Arthur Miller play that you or made to read in high school. So
Crucible, that's great too.
yeah,
But I prefer Death of a Salesman, and I do think that this director is really talented.
I do
What
think
else
like
has he
there.
made?
I mean, the thing
She's
is
done
like the other big thing about this is Tony Kushner is co-writing the screenplay.
so
Uh,
this is the director who did Till and Clemency.
yeah, and Tony Kushner is co-writing it, and I think this is the first film that he is writing that is not directed by Spielberg.
That's pretty
So
big.
yeah.
I might put this in my. I'm gonna put this in my best picture right now. Actually,
See, I would have it in my best picture predictions if I knew it was coming out this year. Um, there's some reports that say it's not going to come out this year, so I really I don't know. I don't know what to do. Um,
yeah,
because like there is like there's a package in the making for this. Like I can see Jeffrey Wright getting nominated. I can see Octavia Spencer getting nominated. I can see one or even both of Corey Hawkins and Kelvin Harrison Jr. getting in. I can see an adapted screenplay nomination for this, right? I guess another thing, too, that you have to kind of consider is like how many play adaptations are going to be like in contention,
yeah.
and you know, there's this, and well, I don't know if I have it in the top 10, but there's a couple others that like are in the running.
Mm.
So you don't really know which one is going to be like the biggest one. But
Mm.
yeah, this one I don't know if I have like a good like strong feeling that's gonna come out this year, right? Like if it was coming out this year and we knew this for sure, we knew this for a fact, I would have it in my top 10 without question. But
Do you guys remember when we all thought that blonde was gonna be like a thing, and like Arthur Miller, Adrian Brody plays Arthur Miller in that, right? That was
yeah.
crazy, bro. That was a crazy movie.
Oh my God, I forgot he was fucking in that movie until you said it. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. I can
I'm really excited for this.
Yeah. But there's there's a few focus movies I have in this area that I could like throw in there if I really wanted to. Another one does have a release date in October, not in November, but in October. It's the next one here. Sense and Sensibility. It's a it's a
It is fake
readaptation.
news. This is fake news. I
Yeah,
don't believe
Yeah,
this at
100%.
all.
Yeah,
I
no,
feel like that's kind of the feeling. So it's Georgia Oakley's director of Blue Jean. I haven't seen Blue Jean. Oh, I've heard it's very good. You get Daisy Edgar Jones and Keiichiro Battle of George Mackay. Herbert Nordstrom, worst person in the world. Uh, fame here. I I will say if Death of a Salesman doesn't come out, I guess this one I would just put this one in the 10 or closest to the 10. But like I mean I'm not really sure like how to fucking like handle how to take it. It could be Little Women for all we know.
no,
Um,
it's not gonna be. I think this is going to be just like a big deal in Britain and not really make a big splash over here. Just based on the director, based on the cast, I really think this is just going to be kind of a, a a British movie that doesn't totally cross over.
Yeah,
And I know since it's,
this thing's gonna crush at the BAFTAs, right?
yeah, but
Brett, you don't even know.
best
it'll
British
be
film
like
on
an
lock.
it'll be like an
Oh
I
yeah,
swear,
sorry, I
like,
had to run. I had to run for a few minutes because my eye started swelling up. That's why I wasn't
oh
responding for a second.
geez. I don't see this. I don't know. I'm excited. I like Sense and Sensibility, but Georgia Oakley, that doesn't like
It's the second
totally
best
give me a bunch of.
Austen novel.
It's what?
It's the second best Austen novel.
It's the only Austen novel I've read. So I can't, put I can't compare them. It's very good, and I think the movie that, Ang Lee directed is very good. But
Yeah, it's super well done. I like that movie a
um
lot.
Dude, Caitlin's just like low key to goat in that.
I
She's really good in that,
I
and
will
so
say
is
Herbert
Emma
Nordstrom is
Thompson.
better casting than Alan Rickman. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Alan Rickman a little bit miscast in that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess this one would be like the second one other than Death of Salesman because the next one from Focus, I really I'm not biting. I'm not really buying very much. Werewolf.
Pressure? Oh.
Oh
Oh yeah, no. So
Guys, look, Robert
no.
Eggers, I get it. I love him too. I mean, Nosferatu, I wasn't as in love with, but there's
yeah.
other
You're
good movies,
wrong, but
yeah,
it's
I'm all
fine.
about.
Okay.
But
Elizabeth Taylor.
I just, I don't know, guys. Are we really gonna be fucking like doing this? Like, oh, Robert Eggers, he's got to have a contender at some point, and then every
I just
time it's
don't
just
believe
like,
it. I don't believe this either, George. I'm with you.
I'm with you
yeah,
too.
Yeah, I just think it's gonna be like December horror stuff. Maybe the same below the line nominations that Nosferatu has, but like nothing really. No chance of Best Picture,
But look at
honestly.
that puppet, guys. It's such a good time to be a puppet fan,
Okay, so
Oh,
to be
like
fair,
Puppet's
I don't know
awesome.
if this is actually the design in the movie. This is like I saw on I looked this came up in the
That
Google search on Reddit as like this is apparently using the Northman. And
I
so I
I
was
think
like
I think that's from a furry convention.
No,
Sorry. Sorry.
it's
no,
okay. Well,
it's from the Northman. It's from the Northman.
Wait, are you sure that does not look like it's from a movie?
It's from I swear to God, Tristan, it's from the Northman.
it looks good. It looks like a good costume. It looks like a good design.
Yeah.
I think I think it looks like he's standing on all fours, but he's not. He's like
I
crouched
saw
towards.
someone on Reddit predict have this in like a bunch of categories, and they had like Lily Rose Depp getting a Best Actress nomination. I'm just like, dude, stop what you're doing, please. Touch some grass. There's no way.
It's, I think so. I do think that Eggers is going to have his Oscar moment for sure. I think he's on that trajectory, but I don't think it's going to be for one of his like monster adaptations.
Yeah, I
I think
Yeah,
agree.
man,
I
it's
think
just
he'll end
like
up. I think he'll end up at one point making like a Victorian era like drama that's like a little more reserved, and all of a sudden the Oscar's going to be like this guy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I also think that from what I heard, this movie's all in Old English. So I don't know, but
I mean, of course it would have to be. Of course it would
yeah.
be.
Yeah, Eggers is so like era specific. I love him. He's just the goat, but like I don't know. I don't think this is going to be an Oscar thing. It's going to be
he's
for
so
movies.
handsome. I love his beard.
Yeah.
He does have a killer beard. I will say that.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. Number 18. Wait, what the hell happened to this image? Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. Um, being Homan, or I guess it's Homan. I don't know
No,
how you,
that's fake news. Sean Hader's
I don't
never
know how you
coming
say
back.
it. I mean, it's number 18 for a reason, Kyle. Not
No,
not
Coda doesn't exist.
not not
Sean
number
Hader's
not
never coming
number
back.
two. Uh, I mean, you kind of have to like, I mean, it's Apple, I guess. They did just get F1 in. Um, it's an activism movie. The thing about it is, it's just like yeah, I kind of feel like Code is a one and done for Sean Hader. Like the movie in one picture, like I don't know, I understand that like Chloe Zhao, like yeah, she did Nomadland, and like we all kind of thought like, oh, maybe she's a one done with that, and then but then Hamnet was
No,
big.
Chloe Zhao is an auteur. Sean Hader
Yeah,
is
that
not.
that that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying though. That's the difference. Chloe Zhao is an auteur. Sean Hader is not, and that is the like this is like you're not gonna watch this movie and think, oh, this is like just this superbly directed like movie. Like it's a crowd pleaser. Like it could be a crowd pleaser, it could be a tearjerker, right? But like it's not gonna necessarily recapture the same thing that fucking Coda did, right? So I don't know. I mean, look, Mark Ruffalo being in it is like bigger than most movies, right? You can say that. Four times. I think he's the most nominated person in supporting actor who hasn't won. So, but like, is it really going to be for this movie? No. Uh,
And Mark Ruffalo was also in that Dark Waters movie, and that just didn't end
yeah,
up doing
exactly,
anything.
right. And that was Todd Haynes, who's a
Yeah, but
better
that's because Todd
director
Haynes
than
is
Sean
not well
Hader.
respected, bro. Todd Haynes is the goat, no cap. But
Okay, okay, man. Hmm.
wait, you don't think Todd Haynes is the goat, George?
No, the way
I
you
do,
said
I
that was so
do.
funny. I love
Todd Haynes the
the
goat, no cap.
no cop.
It's the fucking voice, man. I can't, man. Yeah, nah, I just don't. I guess yeah, the one thing like you could give credence to is like if the lead actress gets in, Ruth Madeley, I guess is how you pronounce it. She would be the first person who uses a wheelchair to get nominated for an Oscar. But like I think the
It should
movie
have been the
has to
girl
be
from
a
Wicked, the one who plays Nessa in Wicked. She should have
it's a
been
different.
nominated for supporting actress.
That's a take for sure.
Yeah, she No, like low key, she's like my celebrity crush. I was like so taken with her performance. I wish I was Ethan Slater. I wanted to be Bach so badly, bro.
I thought at
Man,
first you were gonna say, "Hey, you cut this out if you
I
need
would have
to."
never traded her for
For a
Grande.
moment, Kyle, I thought you were gonna say that you wanted to be in the wheelchair, and I was like, "This is gonna go in a really bad
Okay, moving on from that. Moving on from that. Moving on from that.
That's so funny. Oh my God.
Number 19. New Lee Chang-dong movie, Possible Love, also by Netflix. This is the
Yeah.
second Netflix movie on here. Uh,
Remind me how Burning did with critic groups.
I think I mean, it did decently enough. Steven Yeun was supporting actor at one of the trifecta.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, I think it got
Eh.
international at most of them.
I think people are sleeping on this. Why does Netflix have a Lee Chang-dong movie? That's weird that they already have that. The fact that they're already signed on to this is a pretty big deal, I think.
Yeah,
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 the thing that is weird that does concern me though is that Netflix is banned from Cannes, right? Like,
Yeah.
they can't fucking do it because, they won't play ball with the theater laws. Uh, and Lee Chang-dong has before this movie has sent every single one of his movies to Cannes. So he's probably going to have to pivot to Venice for this, unless Netflix concedes and decides to let it play in French theaters, which I imagine they're not going to do.
No.
Uh, so that is where where the issue I think is going to be. I think it's harder for an international film to break out of Venice than it is to do so at Cannes, right? The last 3 years of like international films, only one of them of the ones that got nominated for Best Picture premiered at Venice, and that was I'm Still Here. All the five others all premiered at Cannes. So I think I think that's telling that they just like Cannes is just seen as more important than Venice. And I think this film is I don't know. I mean if this film can break through, and look, dude, I want it to, man. This is it's one of my most anticipated movies of the year. Like Burning, I think is a masterpiece. Secret Sunshine is a masterpiece. Like poetry is amazing. I want this guy to get an Oscar movie, right? But like I gotta see it. I don't think Venice is gonna be able to pull it off. And
I'm
Netflix,
kind
I
of
mean,
I'm kind of surprised that this is not a Neon or A24 get.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah. Like why is it Netflix?
Is it because Netflix has a campaign strategy for it? That's the interesting thing. I don't know.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
really think they might. It wouldn't make sense why they'd have it any other reason.
Well, I mean, I guess that's why it's on the list, right? But like,
Yeah,
yeah.
Elizabeth.
Taylor.
Taylor.
I don't know
Are
why I
you,
keep thinking of that song.
wait, that's the Taylor Swift song. I just realized. I thought you were
Yeah.
just saying her name.
Elizabeth Taylor. No, I think this is a good pick. I think this should be higher, honestly. This should definitely be above Being Human. Come on. This is so much more likely than the Sean Hader movie.
I just like I get fucking like concerned about the fucking Venice thing. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I
I
got you.
mean, the fact that I have it this high, like some people are gonna look at the movie that I have next and think, why is this above that movie? But it's whatever. Uh, I don't know. I mean, I think like Lee Chang-dong can have an Oscar moment. It's just like and also like South Korea's never really had a moment at the Oscars outside of Parasite. Like even no other choice, they just could not handle. So I don't know. I don't know if it's something about them in South Korea or they just don't like Park or what. This fucking weird, dude.
Well, I think South Korea, a lot of the filmmakers who are really prolific and big outside of South Korea specialize in serial killer movies. Like, sorry, that sounds wild, but it's true. It's like Bong Joon-ho, a lot of his films Like they're and especially Park Chan-wook, a lot of their films are like about murder. They're like murder mysteries or like serial killer movies, and that's not really something the Academy tends to go for.
I guess so. I guess so. I mean, I guess South Korea is probably going to submit this. They submitted all of his other films, so
Y- Yeah, this seems more Oscar friendly.
yeah. I mean, I guess it's probably going to be Venice when it premieres, so we'll see how that goes. All right, here we go. Let's get the flames. Let's get the flames going. Actually, I don't know if there'll be flames going, but here's a spicy take. Number 20. The Social Reckoning. Again, my fucking images are not loading. I don't know. I don't know what's going on today. But yeah, the social network, too social, too network. Let's call it that. So this is a film that is that was announced last year, and I don't know about you guys, but like I kind of like remember when it was announced, people were like, "Why are we getting a Social Network sequel, and why is David Fincher not coming back?" You
Can I
know,
tell you my hot take?
no, hold on a second, Kyle, hold on a second.
Okay.
I want to
Uh,
hear his hot take.
uh, because I don't know this movie, like that's the first red flag, right? So then we don't really hear much about it until the summer. And that's when they announced that they're casting Mikey Madison in the lead role. Now, at first, it's kind of a green flag because, Mikey Madison, very good actress, great actress, just won an Oscar at that time. But then you find out who she's playing, and it's like, why is she playing a 40-year-old woman from Iowa when she's 26? And
Wait, she is? Oh, that's weird
yeah.
casting.
Yeah, yeah,
And she
yeah.
looks young too. She can't pull off 40 years old.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Right? Like I understand like changing your appearance a little bit, like like Mikey fucking dyed her hair, right? But like, dude, like fucking 40 years old, and she doesn't look like the woman at all, right? She doesn't really look like the one she's playing at all.
I
And
wonder if the woman's like flattered. You know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
yeah, God damn it. I think that the uh fucking random fact. I think the woman Mikey Madison is playing in this movie is involved in crypto now that she's out of Facebook, which rubs me the wrong way. But the movie's obviously not going to be about that. But whatever.
Yo,
Um,
Tristan, we're best friends with Mikey Madison. We should call her and ask what's going on.
I know,
That's my
right?
wife right there.
God damn it. uh, uh, but look, and then you get all these other actors. You get Jeremy Allen White, you get Jeremy Strong, Wunmi Mosaku, and Saudi Bill Burr, and all these other. The fucking dude from the diner in Mulholland Drive is in this movie. I but I don't know. I get bad vibes. Why are we getting a Social Network sequel without David Fincher? Aaron Sorkin,
But
he's gonna rub his
George, Bill
fucking
Burr's going to use his Saudi
neoliberal,
Arabia money in
the
a
Democrats should
campaign.
run Mitt Romney for president bullshit into this movie. Why is Mikey Madison playing a 40-something-year-old woman from Iowa? Like I don't know, guys. Like I think this is getting no nominations. Like the movie
No,
is gonna be like bad.
time for my
It,
hot
it's
take, True.
it's
It's
gonna be
time. It's
bad,
time.
and it's gonna get no noms.
It's a 3 nom package: actor, screenplay, score.
Actor,
Market.
screenplay, and
Market.
score. Score by Pemberton,
Yes. And
so he's gonna get
he
double
was
nominated.
he was nominated for Trial of Chicago 7. He's not going to get nominated for.
It's score and song, not in score.
Project Hail Mary's what 3 times the success that the Trial of Chicago 7 ever was.
Okay. Trust me, it's actor, score, screenplay.
It's nothing.
It's
It's
a
nothing. It's no nominations,
Jeremy
guys.
Strong's getting nominated. He's
No
in.
nominations. No
He's
no,
nominations.
in.
no. Okay. I will say, George, he's 3 for 3. All 3 of his films have gotten at least one Oscar nomination. So
That's a track record of 3 movies, dude.
3 more
What,
than
what
me.
what happens if people dislike this movie? Like,
If people like the
Then
movie, then I'm fucking wrong, okay?
yeah,
And look,
I,
man,
I just
look. look, I will, you know, I will be humble. I will admit, you know, last
Will
year
you eat my
I was
shorts?
low on Hamnet and its chances of getting nominated, and I took that L. I was low on Maestro and its chances of getting nominated. I took that L. So I don't know. Maybe this is Maestro, and maybe the movie's gonna get like decent reviews, and I don't know. Maybe they will nominate Mikey and and one of the Jeremys and
Trial of
one me. I
Chicago.
don't
I'm
know.
not. I'm not saying that a Trial of Chicago 7 type of response this movie gets it in the picture. I really don't think it does. Right. But I still think that at least gives it like one or two nominations.
I
Maybe
don't know,
supporting or
dude. I
screenplay.
don't think they like Aaron Sorkin as much. Like Aaron Sorkin, The Social Network, the first one was his first nomination, like
Yeah.
period. And
Wow.
I do
16
think
years
there.
ago.
I
The
will.
Trial of
I
Chicago
will.
7, like it didn't win anything. You
I
know,
will say.
he lost to a first time screenwriter when he was supposed to win for like most of the season that year. And you know, he fucking being the Ricardos like got three nominations, and you know,
I will
I know a
say
lot. I know like you
that
know Nicole Kidman got a lot of the complaints I'm
I
making
think
about
there
Mikey
is going to be
Madison
a
right now
weird
being
disconnect for
miscast, but
people with this
Mikey
movie
Madison's not
when
Nicole
it's a
Kidman.
sequel to The Social Network and none of the original cast from The Social Network is in it, and I think that is going to throw people off.
Yeah, I mean like look, I'm not I don't know, guys. Like do you guys really like look at the do you think this movie is going to actually like if the movie comes out and fucking like I don't know.
So we're going to
Canceled.
invite the cannibal back. Anyway,
I don't know,
but
guys. Do you guys really like fucking like think that like because like I look at it like I looked at the award expert like community and like I see like Mikey is like number three on their best actress thing and I'm like I'm like are you guys like that and the movie's like number eight in picture I'm like are you guys that confident in this movie when like am I the only one who's seeing like the red flags I really think this is not doing anything at the Oscars dude it's just like fucking like no noms you know I mean, and look, man, I want to root for
it's going to be
Mikey. I
weird,
really
right?
do. I really
I'm going to
do.
make
You know,
it.
like I've gone on about how happy I was that she won for Nora, right? But like I can't shake the feeling that she was fucking like miscast, dude. And like I
Yeah,
can't
but
fucking like
Yeah, it's
I'm going to make a comparison with this movie real quick. All right, this to me gives me Lightyear energy. Okay, because when you tried to explain what Lightyear was to people on the street, what that movie was, they were like, "So I don't get it. You're telling me that it's like a prequel to Toy Story?" Like, no, it's like the show that Buzz Lightyear, the toy, was based off of. And I think there's going to be a lot of having to explain what this movie is in the context of the Social Network, where people are going to be confused by it and it won't do very well. So I
see,
actually do
yeah,
agree with you.
that's another thing
Yeah.
too, right? Like no like who's gonna fucking go see it?
I
I
think
will.
people might go see it. I just don't think like I think people won't register really what it even is, if that makes sense.
And then like and then the movie like yeah, I don't know. The movie could just get like a 50 on Metacritic and then like
I I
the
I,
movie
I I'm gonna predict a crisp 65. I'll put it on count. Yeah, it's a crisp 65 for the social
Crisp
recommend.
65. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You know,
I,
God damn it.
I I'm going to predict a crispy 66.
Crispy. Ooh,
I don't know, guys. I don't
guys, guess what
know.
I'm gonna predict? Six
I don't know.
seven. I'm sorry. I'm
I
sorry.
I don't fuck.
almost spit out my
I don't
water.
fucking know, guys. I also, by the way, I saw someone on a on Award Expert. I want to say I saw someone on Award Expert who has Mikey winning for this movie, has One Me winning for this movie, has Jeremy Allen White winning for this movie, has the movie winning screenplay, has the movie winning editing, has the movie winning casting, but does not have the movie winning Best Picture. And when I saw that, I was like, "Can you square that circle in my head for me, please? Can you fucking like come to my fucking bed like room right now and fucking explain that to me because I this makes no goddamn sense."
What was winning picture for him?
I I think they had Fjord. So
It's really funny, actually.
yeah, yeah, and they didn't even have Sebastian Stan like compensating for actor. They had Tom Cruise, so it's like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah,
Oh,
anyway,
all right. Well, anyway. We're going to number
Enough of this
21.
dumb movie. Mikey, I love you, but please pick better projects. Number 21, The Unknown by Arthur Harari. Uh, yeah. So this is directed by Arthur Harari. Won an Oscar for the for Anatomy of a Fall. It's got Leia Seydoux in it. Uh, this one seems kind of surrealist. Like it almost seems like a movie that David Cronenberg would make. So like that's why it's kind of
Yeah.
low. But like it's neon and it's gonna be at Cannes most likely, probably in competition. And if it's neon and it's in competition at Cannes, you gotta kind of like be on the lookout for it, right?
Yeah, it could be The Substance or something. You never know, I guess.
Yeah. And
You could
Leia
say it's
Seydoux, I mean,
the
she's got to get
unknown.
nominated for an Oscar at some point, right?
Yeah, you could say it's the unknown.
All right, guys, we need to hurry this up. It's 2:30. How many more do we have, George?
A lot.
All right, let's do a
Okay.
speed round then.
Yeah,
Okay, speed round.
please.
You want to do speed round? All
Yeah.
right, let's do speed round. All
Yeah.
right. So Jack of Spades. I guess my images are just not going to look for me tonight. I could not find a log line for this, but
It's
Interesting.
it's a murder mystery that takes place in the 1800s, from what I
yeah, it's
understand.
Joe Cohen.
So, ever since the Coens have split, their things get much traction. So,
I mean, Macbeth got a few nominations, but yeah, I guess this could get like a cinematography, but yeah, I probably wouldn't bank on it.
something
From what
I love
sleazy hanging out with
boosters.
lesbians.
From what I hear, the Jack of Spades is going to be at Cannes, so we'll find out
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it soon.
yeah. We'll see then. I love boosters. I mean, this one's already premiered, already has reviews.
Great
Uh,
reviews.
good reviews, but not enough for Oscars, probably.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of people
No.
say it's like diet. Sorry to bother you, but I'm still excited.
Yeah.
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 And it's neon. Neon's gonna have other things.
South by.
The Invite.
No.
Yeah, probably not.
Kyle's
I
seen
guess I put
that.
it on the list because, like, I don't know. I guess it could get adapted. I don't know. It
I
seems
guess
fun.
he loaned screenplay.
Uh, Sheep in the Box. Coreda.
No.
Also neon. Going to be a can. More likely than I think what's it called? Look
Look
Back.
Back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched the animated movie the other day. Look Back was really good.
Oh, it's excellent. Yeah.
the live action one that's coming out is Coreda. So
That
I don't
one
think
I
it's
think
gonna
it's
be a
gonna
can,
take
but
off.
yeah. Uh, let's see. Then you get Tony, the
No.
Dominic
Thank
says
I
that
would
you.
every
have this a
Bourdain.
little higher, but I don't think it's gonna get nominated.
I get
I think it
Blackberry
might.
vibe. I get Blackberry vibes from
The
this.
test
Like,
screening reactions were really bad.
Well,
okay,
I
well,
think
I'm not really
Matt
taking
Johnson
test
has
screening
buzz on
reactions
his
into
name right now
account
because of the
necessarily.
Nirvana, which
But
might
also,
have.
like, I mean,
Dominic Sessa is
you
gonna
want to talk
be a
about like Mikey
contender.
Madison being miscast as I forget the name of the lady she's playing. Forgive me. Uh, Dominic Sessa as Anthony Bourdain is kind of just as bad. Like
I don't
It's
think
not
so.
great.
I
I
don't
see
see
it.
it.
I can see it. I can see it. Starvos could get a best supporting actor though.
Stavros, yeah,
No.
yeah.
Wait, are you serious?
No, I'm kidding, but that'd be
Okay,
cool.
okay.
I
I
mean,
think
I would I would laugh my ass off if that happened.
I think Antonio Banderas could.
Ooh, Amelia Jones is in it. Okay, this is gonna now nominated now.
Yes.
Who's simping now?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I don't blame you.
Josephine, we already saw this. I did not think this was that
No, I don't
great.
think so.
It's amazing. It's a
Uh,
phenomenal film.
Sumerian Pictures picked it up. I thought I did think, despite what I thought of it, that it could be a contender, but then Sumerian Pictures picked it up, and that was like, okay, well then, uh, no, not happening then. It would, a lot of things would need to fall off if in order for it to climb back up. Let's see, Adventures of Cliff Booth, another movie that I think people are probably gonna be like, oh, why the fuck isn't this higher, right?
I think this
No,
is definitely possible, actually.
I think it's just a spinoff of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I don't think it's gonna be an Oscar thing. I think it'll just be
Yeah,
fun.
like I mean, if I'm gonna sit here and doubt the fucking Social Network, like why? And for similar reasons too. Like, who the fuck asked for this? Why is Tarantino not directing it? You know, like I don't know.
I don't know. I think it'll be fun. I'm excited for it.
I think it could be either really fun or really bad.
I mean, it won't be bad. It could be like mid-venture. You never know.
But also, like Tarantino wrote it, right?
He wrote
Yeah.
it, but he's not directing it, which
I
is
mean, that's
weird.
fine. He still wrote it. Well, it's because he has that weird thing where he's like, "My 10th movie is going to be my last."
I hate him so much. I
You
love
fucking,
him.
he's fucking weird, dude. Yeah. Oh yeah, Ink, the new Danny Boyle movie. That's about the fucking
Oh,
This could be a thing.
yes,
I think Danny Boyle is kind of on a hot streak right now with those new
yeah.
28 Years
I found
Later
out I looked a little bit
movies,
into
and
the
I
play
think he's
that's
super
based on,
talented. And
and
this
I
is
was like,
about,
huh, okay. Yeah, very interesting because it's about the Murdochs, right? You know,
yeah,
who eventually went on to found Fox News. And you know, you got Jack O'Connell. I think the impression I got is that Jack O'Connell was the lead and Guy Pearce is supporting. And uh, you know, Jack O'Connell, I mean, you know, he's coming off of Sinners, he's coming off of 28 Years Later. You know, you know, he can get nominated for this. Guy Pearce can get another nomination. You know, it could be Steve Jobs. It could be fucking, I don't know. It won't be Slumdog Millionaire, but like, you know, who knows? Maybe it could be 127 hours. Like, it doesn't have a distributor yet, so we have to kind of figure out who's gonna handle that. But apparently, like this image of Jack O'Connell here is an official image from the movie, so you know,
hmm.
you never know. I do like buy into the idea. Like now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have it a little bit higher, but like I know I kind of want to get like try to get my hands on a script of the play and see if I could read it for myself. But yeah, um, let's see. Saturn Return. We referenced this earlier. The new Greg Quidar joint. I think it's written by someone who is not other than Greg and Clint. So maybe Kyle will like this one a little bit better. Who knows? But
We should bet
um,
on it on Kalshi how much Kyle's going to like this.
God damn it. But you know, you got Rachel Brosnahan, Charles Melton, and Will Poulter. Bunch of actors who have not been nominated yet, but probably will be at some point. I would think. I I don't know why I didn't have this on my list before, but now you know, I probably should. You know, they did just have movies do pretty well at the Oscars 2 years in a row.
This sounds like a good time.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
Netflix, so maybe if Narnia doesn't work out or if Possible Love doesn't work out, you know, maybe this would be their film.
This
Uh,
this film feels like one that is going to take off on TikTok,
yeah,
Yeah.
right? Dude,
yeah,
people are going to have edits to like the new Harry Styles album to this.
Yes. Oh my
or fucking
God.
like you know, I don't know, fucking Dreams by the Cranberries, right?
Yeah.
Why is the new Harry Styles album trending so much? Like it's insane.
This is Harry Styles.
Yeah, but it's just not
Yeah, that's
that good.
why. It's Harry
And
Styles.
it's a sign of the times that's making a comeback too because of Project Hail Mary.
True. That song's so good.
Yeah.
You got Prima Facie. I think this is the play that Jodie Comer won a Tony for. Although she's not in the movie version because Cynthia Erivo's in that.
This looks like a fake movie.
I would
Okay.
consider it simply because of the Tony winning factor. I think I actually do have Cynthia Erivo in my Best Actress predictions right now because like that is a role that is apparently very juicy. So it kind of does make sense, right? It's just like, you know, there is no like distributor yet. And I don't know that it would be a picture player because like I think you know, play adaptations, right? But like yeah, I can definitely I see the logic for it.
Okay, cool.
The Uprising, new Paul Greengrass. I mean Paul. I feel like every year I was like, oh, new Paul Greengrass movie. Is this going to be the one? Is this going to be the one? And it's not.
I don't think I'll watch this. I hate the Lost Bus with every fiber of my being.
Lost Bus is so bad. I mean, it's focus features, I guess, but yeah. Uh,
I mean, I love if Andrew Garfield had an acting vehicle, but I don't know.
He's great.
well, speaking of Andrew Garfield, Artificial, the one
Yeah.
where plays him, you know, completing the holy trinity of miscastings. You know, Mikey Madison in Social Reckoning, Dominic Sesson, Tony, and Andrew Garfield as Sam Altman. I don't really get this casting, to be honest. Um, I will say, the events of this book, as covered in Open AI, Empire of AI by Karen Howe. Very good book, by the way. Uh, that's the only that's like the most information I have about this event that the movie is about. But based on like how that the information about that presented in that book, I don't really like understand. Like I don't really know like if that's worth a whole film, but like I don't know like what the movie's gonna detail. Also, like I don't really know how much I should trust Luca at this point to make an Oscar movie. But the cast is stacked, so what can I say?
I think Luca's kind of in a lower point of his career at the moment, and I feel like Artificial, while it might be a little like a step in the right direction and a bit more well received than After the Hunt, I don't know how great it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, After
Yeah.
the Hunt was on the short list for Razzies. I think people forget how much people hated that thing.
I mean, this could be better, right? But like I don't know.
I
It's
don't know
hard.
how it could. I don't know how it could be worse.
I I think he needs a bridge movie to get him back into people's good graces because he's a little bit on people's fight lists right now, and I think Artificial needs to be really good. And I don't know if it's going to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he needs another
I mean,
challenger.
again, why like I don't really get the Andrew Garfield Sam Altman casting. I really don't. It doesn't like I can't picture it. I really can't.
Yeah.
Uh, I play Rocky, Peter Farrelly, new movie. Nobody
Okay.
cares.
This got horrible test screening reactions.
I just
I know
I
someone who
mean
saw it and said it's just absolute trash.
also I mean Nouvelle people tried this with Nouvelle Vague right last year where it was like oh it's about to make it one of the most iconic movies of all time. Of course the Academy's gonna love it and then like no nominations right. So it's like okay if that movie's not gonna work then why would this movie work?
Yeah.
Well, this is like even less prestige than that. Like
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
also like
Like I
Sylvester.
know Peter Farrelly's an Oscar winner, but like come on, dude.
Okay.
Also Sylvester Stallone's like a Trump supporter now. So like I
Yeah,
don't know if
exactly.
people love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
Also, the person who saw this and hated it was, and he I think he likes Green Book, so the fact that he hated this is a big
Yeah,
red
that's
flag.
kind of telling.
Yeah.
Um, let's see, Madden, Oh God,
No, that's
you
gonna
want to
be
talk about a
Kurtz.
bunch of jackasses?
it shouldn't
Uh,
even be on the list. It's gonna be terrible.
I mean, it's on the list because like because he's made like Oscar movies before, and it's like kind of it's like it's more in line with like an American Hustle at least in terms of like its story, but also at the same time it's like who fucking cares?
This is going to
Like
get a
there's no buzz
35 on
about this
Rotten
movie,
Tomatoes.
none.
Yeah.
But I guess it can get a makeup nomination.
It could get a Smashing Machine package, right?
Like I mean, like look at the fucking like the guy in the bottom image that you see on here. Like that's who Nick Cage is playing. So
Mm,
they probably did a lot of makeup on him.
yeah.
It's
Anyways.
absolutely hilarious. That's about the fucking Madden video game though. Like what the hell? That uh, let's see, Bunker. This is the new Florian Zeller movie. I mean, Florian Zeller kind of in director's jail after The Sun, but this one is not based on one of his plays. This is an original script.
Huh.
Yeah, I'll give
Uh,
him a chance.
yeah. Apparently, it's going to Cannes, so we'll find this out. I'm surprised it doesn't have a distributor, to be honest.
Well, I'm not after the sun.
Yeah, but like I don't know, Sony Pictures Classics could fucking. I also like, but like Javier Bardem and Penelope Cruz are both in it, and they're fucking like big name actors,
And
right?
married.
Yeah, and not even just them, like Paul Dano, Patrick Schwarzenegger, Stephen Graham, like those are big enough names to get a distributor, dude. Like, come on.
Yo, The Sun's my favorite movie.
Same.
Remember whenever that all came out, we're like Zach McGrath could win.
Oh my God, yeah.
What happened to Zach McGrath or the Zim McGrath? He's in a movie called Red Dog True Blue. when 11-year-old Nick gets shipped off to his grandfather's cattle station in Western Australia, he befriends a scrappy, one-of-a-kind dog that will change his life forever.
Poor
Okay,
Zach
we go to the
McGrath.
next one. I'm sorry. It's in McGrath.
I think this is the last one. Is Bitter Christmas, the Almodovar film, which apparently it got released in Spain already because there's a bunch of ratings on Letterboxd.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, and apparently it's like good, not great Almodovar. So I mean, I don't know why I included it in that case. I guess there's a chance Spain submits it, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess we have to contend with that. And I guess it could still go to Cannes, maybe. I don't know. But I think that's it, right? Yeah, yeah, that's it. Okay, well, everybody, thank you for tuning in to this very long episode of the Oscars Mafia podcast, where we go through a bunch of predictions for next year. And we will try to do an aftermath episode after this at some point, I think. I hope. I don't know. Yeah. We'll see you all in the fucking future. And we will see. We will see just how many nominations the social reckoning actually gets.
It might get 1.5.
What's the half nomination?
It's for Bill Burr because half of his nomination is going to Saudi Arabia.
Okay, that's great. That's great. All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah.
Yeah.